Welcome back to Derailed. I am your humble host, JJ Lahey, here with my good friend, Jake Schyvinck. Yeah, there we go. I was trying to put the skeleton on during...
This thing says, yeah, I did it too.
It says dancing skeleton.
This isn't dancing.
It's just a picture.
I'm doing this. We were going to do this one.
If he was actually dancing, I think we'd leave him up there all night long. Look, that was a super fun game. Good times were had by all. I'm, of course, not talking about the Packers game. I'm talking about the Buckeyes game on Saturday. Packers game just absolutely sucked dump trucks and was not a good time. And people are crashing out on social media right now, man. It's not a good time. You know what else is not a good time? You notice I got the hater blockers on early? It's actually because I'm in my 25th hour or 26th hour of nursing a horrific migraine. And so we'll see how long I can make it.
It's crazy. It started before the game. That's tough because
the game made it worse.
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably what happened. And I feel for that.
In the chat, Tool over this is telling us that he's not a hero. So, appreciate that little update.
Good to know.
He also says, but seriously, I don't know what Steno does. Look, you're not going to find a bigger hater of the usage of our offensive coordinator job opening than me, right? And I was a proponent of promoting Steno over Luke Getsy because I thought Luke Getsy was completely useless. Turns out they were both the wrong answer. As it turns out, Nathaniel Hackett. I've had some people asking me like, hey, can we bring back Nathaniel Hackett?
What?
Please, for the love of God, no.
What?
How about none of those three guys?
No.
You can go hire a competent offensive coordinator. You don't have to pick from one of three dingleberries who have been here in the last 7 years.
Yeah.
I think that we owe it to.
Okay. This is an attempt to do something. My guy Smitty. Okay. You know what? That's fair. We hit Jake, the trio of offensive coordinators. We really don't want.
Gun to your head. Keep Steno or hire Matt Canada.
What? I think it's a wash because no. Wait. Steno needs to be there for the O-line. But also, is the O-line regressed this year? So
I don't know why
what's he doing?
Why are we still giving Steno and Butkus credit for the O-line when the O-line has not been good in years?
I mean, it was way better last year. Period. Running the football was easier. I can't believe this team misses Josh Myers at center, but they've made it possible.
Two over this says, what about Mr. Outside Hire? To which I say, why not Miss Outside Hire?
Can we bring in, we need Carly Gordon Ursay. Or Carly Ursay Gordon. One of those.
I think it's Ursay Gordon.
Ursay Gordon. We need her to come in. And she says, as she said in her press conference, weed out the BS. If she was consulting for every team, she would make a ton on top of being part owner of the Colts. Like she could weed out all the BS that's going on right now. It would be fantastic. Would love that.
Quote the President of the United States: "Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen."
And as to the plan last night, they had concepts of a plan on offense. They had concepts of one. Not sure they had one. Well, they had one, but it wasn't a good one.
Speaking of our other...
cannot only good happen last night.
Speaking of our other commander-in-chief and their concepts of a plan, let's hear from the man, the myth, and legend, the head coach who has basically put himself on the hot seat with his comments. So let's hear what he has to say.
there's a lot that goes into that in regards to, how we hit certain concepts down the field and how we're getting guys in the right spots, as well as, being able to protect. I do think one thing that could help us immensely is we've got to get back in. If the running game, not that I thought it was solid tonight. It was effective. But the more you can keep teams off balance, if you're really humming, that alleviates a lot of stress on your offense. And that's an area that, every area we got to be a lot better in.
You mentioned the run game. Josh Jacobs last year had a huge year, and this year he's had some good games. He's had some games that the running game hasn't gotten probably the way you want it to go.
There's just specific moments, like, you get a first down and then you hand the ball off and you get hit in the backfield. That's not on Josh Jacobs. You lose 4 yards right there. You're in 2nd and 14. Now you're get back on track situations. So I just think the consistency at which we do things, we just can't have some of these plays where you're losing. You might as well throw the ball and get sacked. It's just the reality of it.
What a smart man. I wish our head coach would listen to that.
Did he listen to himself? He looked at this is a throwback to what we were talking about 2 years ago. We started this whole thing of like Matt LaFleur in the mirror saying, "Help me, help you." To himself. He just did that just now. Maybe we should throw it on first down.
Wonder how long it would take me to find
Really?
that meme that we made back then. It's brutal. It's brutal. Jake, you were telling me earlier today that you had some rants that you needed to get to. And so I propose that you get to one of those rants.
Okay.
And I dig up the "Help Me Help You" meme of Matt LaFleur.
All right. This is
it's in my folder somewhere.
This is such an easy one to do that it's just we have to get it out of the way. Okay. 2 times last night, Green Bay was in position to kick. They were the 40. They were the 42. And yet, they chose not to kick.
I wonder why.
Why did they choose not to kick, you ask? Perhaps because the kicker isn't healthy. The one that they're trotting out there isn't healthy. His quad still hurts. Says he's fine during the week, and then on Monday Night Countdown says, "Oh, I don't know, it's a little sore." You have to be kidding me. He should be cut on that, period. He's going out there hurt. He admitted it.
And then you got our head coach out here
coaching
bragging,
staff says,
saying,
"Oh yeah, that's fine. We're good. We're good."
Matt LaFleur said, "I don't talk to kickers." In the middle of a kicking controversy.
Do you cut kickers? You should cut him.
Multiple games. It cost us multiple games to be missing field goals and then lose by 3 or fewer. By the way, outside of the red zone, do you know what McManus's record is this year? He's 3 of 9. Outside of the red zone. Jake, I went to Green Bay this April for the draft, and I kicked a field goal from, I don't know where they had it set up, like the 5-yard line. Okay? So I can do that. You're telling me we're trotting out McManus out there because he can do it inside the red zone.
What's funny is you have to get there also. And that was also
I'm not doing that either.
That was also a struggle last night. Okay. The best part is the positive spin is like Haversick cannot be worse. Here's the deal. He's probably better by wide margin. They saw that 61-yarder. I watched it go in live in Arizona. I got to see it live, go through it. I'm like, oh, wow, okay. Well, we have a competition on our hand. Nope. Let's play the unhealthy guy. Unhealthy guy panicked because he saw that happen. He panicked and wanted to come back and has luckily not cost them 3 games because the offense went nuclear against Pittsburgh in the second half. But boy, it was looking like he was going to be costing them 3 in a row because of what happened in the first half of that Pittsburgh game. So, man,
So people are talking about how Justin Tucker is available now. He's been cleared by the NFL.
No.
Like, obviously what this is setting up for is for the Packers to have a kicking competition between McManus and Justin Tucker rather than let Haversick take the job. I don't know what in the world Haversick could possibly have done.
If they even consider doing that, they are the kicker Cleveland Browns. Those are the 2 players you have at kicker. They're Deshaun Watson, just kicker version. Both of them have had this problem. I didn't like them signing him initially either. I didn't want him because of this. But everybody forgot because he made kicks last year and was really good last year.
For a half second.
Okay?
I know there are some people who listen to this podcast who I know personally who are not going to understand the context of what we're talking about here. Brandon McManus and Justin Tucker, both kickers, have allegations surrounding them in their past. Assault allegations. And so this is what we're joking about, is that, like, it's already annoying that our kicker, Brandon McManus, has these assault allegations in his past. Like, that's already irritating. And then for him to not even be playing good football, and for us to have a competent kicker on the roster, Lukas Haversick.
Yeah, that's the worst part. It's not like, he's like not on the roster. He's one of the inactive players.
It's not like Asante Samuel Jr., who we would have to go, sign off of the Steelers practice squad, which we could do if we wanted to, but we don't, apparently. Tool for this said, didn't McManus's allegations get proven false? Hard to remember anymore what the status of all these different things are. Usually what happens in these instances is the charges just get dropped and then we stop talking about it. So I don't remember, just full transparency, I don't remember the current status of the McManus allegations. I don't remember. Which is sickening that there's so many of these examples out there in the NFL that you wouldn't have it top of mind what the status of all these is. The one that I know did get proven not true was what's that guy they called the punt god? Isn't he with the Bills right now? Yeah, Matt Araiza, yeah. Is it Araiza? I've always said Araiza. Anyways, that guy, I do remember that his charges were proven false. He's the only one I remember that having been the outcome. And everybody else basically
get some like settlement or something on the side,
some sort of settlement. Things get dropped.
Hey, go away. We'll give you this type of thing. Which
and does it mean that he's guilty? No, it doesn't mean he's guilty.
But it also doesn't mean he's not guilty either.
And there's
which is where often people go
when there's just this lack of clarity around it.
Yep.
Chris asks, do you need to be a womanizer to kick professionally? And this is the other thing too. You look at like the Justin Tucker situation. I'm sorry, my standard is not did you harass this woman without her consent? Like, my standard is higher than that. Like, Justin Tucker is married. And then to be accused by, what is it, like 17 different women of harassment?
It's definitely, it's significantly into the double digits, but yeah.
Even if all 17 of them, it was consensual and they had no problem with it, still not really the kind of guy that I want kicking for us, frankly, with Justin Tucker.
Yeah, But anyway, Haversick should be the starter.
Some of these comments
McManus should be cut.
Funny.
that's pretty much all there is to, on that. Yeah, so the kicking debacle yesterday, not being able to do it, then I think I was torn a little bit at the end there when it was like, oh, they trot him out there. He gets the kick in. Really nice job before the ref runs over there to stop him after the timeout. That was sick. He got the kick in, and honestly, it looked really good. And it was like, okay, well, do you think he can give it a little more to reach, the crossbar just to sneak over it? Or do you just kind of, throw it out, let's go to the Hail Mary? I understood either one because it seemed like he had close to enough, but boy, the result didn't look good. But also just like, I think, obviously there's plenty more to discuss. We talked about, you showed LaFleur saying running game was effective. The running game was volatile. He could have just said that, and like I would have been totally fine with it. Of like, yeah, we picked up some good runs. We got some quick hitters with Jacobs, and he picked up a couple first downs. He got ahead of the sticks for us. Like that was really beneficial. But also the running game is extremely volatile because we're getting contacted behind the line of scrimmage a bunch. Like he could have said that, and I would have been fine with it. Or it could have said like it was effective in some spots tonight. We got some good looks, and we got some good runs. The problem is he kind of said it as like an overarching thing, which I didn't like. And that's the only thing with that, where it just feels like if he just said like, yeah, and again, he did kind of say that it was inconsistent, right? He talked about it being inconsistent, but him kind of going out front with effective,
I was
kind of a blanket to start, was kind of a weird thing to say. So
it felt like he was starting to say something more negative about it and then stopped himself and called it effective. And I think that he was trying to, not throw Josh Jacobs under the bus. That seemed to me to be what his intent was with saying that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Tool for this said Matt Onion Ring with a bad snap. Tyler Dershel says that gives Onion Rings a bad name. It's true. Onion rings are legit. I had somebody gave me a basket and said these are onion fries earlier this week, and I was eating them and they were delicious. And I couldn't put my finger on like why they were not tasting how I expected. Then I realized they were pickle fries, and I had eaten like 8 of them before I made that connection. Pickle fries, turns out, are legit too. But they're not the same thing as onion fries. It was just funny how long it took me to realize that I was not eating onions but pickles. Kind of like how long it took Matt LaFleur to realize that the run game was not the way to win this.
Yeah.
Should we talk about Jordan Love? I thought Jordan Love, through the first at least quarter and a half, was playing. I tweeted and asked if he was concussed, because the first quarter and a half from him was just insane. Like you couldn't get one normal snap that involved him. Like you were lucky if you got the handoff to work. And then if he did throw it, first of all, the ball was constantly getting swatted down by a defensive lineman or just way off target. He had at least 2 fumbles. I think he had 3 fumbles and recovered 2 of them, but he had at least 2 fumbles and recovered 1 of them. Kind of pulled it together at that drive, toward, as they're getting down toward the end of the second half. And I thought that he was not anywhere near as bad in the second half. He had kind of pulled himself together a bit. But that first quarter and a half felt a bit to me like Jordan being so rattled by the defensive line caused I see here that hashtag Fire LaFleur is trending on Twitter. So that's
cool.
Special.
Very demure.
But it felt like the Packers offense got off kilter early on. And you saw, Matt LaFleur all right, like, okay, crashing out is kind of the theme today. Matt LaFleur was crashing out in the middle of that game.
Fair.
Kind of understandably so.
Fair.
But he was.
Listen, Matt LaFleur can't have, Walker and Banks and Morgan whiffing blocks. Like, he can't. What is he supposed to do? Got to go execute also. Like, I'd probably be crashing out too. The blown block percentage last night, yikes. And yes, okay, cool. It's a good defensive line, right? Like Carter has like extremely high level play, right? And credit to Phillips last night coming in as a trade acquisition and doing a lot last night. Like that was really impressive from him. And it looks like a guy that is urgent to get that second contract, which is great. Really liked Phillips.
I heard the name Jalix Hunt too many times last night.
Yeah, Jalix Hunt, another one that was in that class with, I think he was in with DeJean and Mitchell. So that's his second year. No, maybe it might be his third. But like that, yeah, they are. And Nolan Smith is now, they activated him. I don't know how much he played last night. I think a little bit, but yeah, that unit up front is difficult. But again, I think, yes, the Eagles' offense, we kind of talked about it last week, like their 3-and-out percentage, all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. Don't really care. That their two tackles are really, really good. Obviously, their two receivers are miles ahead of what Green Bay has right now, receiver. Goddard's still really, really good tight end. 6th lineman at times, and kind of like Kraft, just gets that quick stuff, and he makes a lot happen. I remember last year against the Saints, caught that crosser, and I don't remember if he housed it, but it was like a 60-yard gain at least. Like, they have all of that. They have Barkley. They have the horses on offense. They have the superstars. And the defense said, no, we're going to stand up to the superstars. The offense did not. The offense did not stand up to it at all. And really, unfortunately, as some people were saying, even kind of before Kraft got hurt, like the offense was kind of being held together with, again, really good play from Love. Love is good to really good, and his peaks, put him into that top 5 conversation when he peaks. And like I'm not going to take the 10 slander right now. I simply won't have it. If you're coming into slander 10, I might not be kind. No, I'm going to do my best. Like, and I think JJ, the criticism
that's not what we're about
for
here.
Sure. The criticism early for sure. Like I totally understand criticizing Love early on, but like to me, like at some point last night, they were just the Doubs and Melton back-to-backers just were utter killers. Wicks had a really good chance to kind of solidify himself last night of like, here I am, like I will help save this team. He had a chance to make a play and he kind of stabbed at the ball a little bit with his hands. That was really unfortunate. Watson tracking the ball. Watson is still, it hurts my head to watch him track it. So like I'm not going to sit here and like the people online are doing right now saying 10's not the answer. I always knew 10 was bad, blah, 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 all that stuff. Like I blocked a few people who I followed for a long time. I'm tired of that nonsense. Get that out of here. Just because you didn't like him pre-draft and you hated the Packers took him, knock it off. We're not taking any of that. But yeah, I think it's hard because the offensive line and the receivers and Love early on and the run blocking, even as a group in pass pro, like all of that was an absolute struggle last night. I don't think it would have really changed if Jenkins had stayed in. He was having trouble last night too, like very clearly. And JJ, you've been hammering the point all year that Jenkins just doesn't have it at center right now, and it's true. So like the defense can only do so much. They can only stand up and deliver punches, in a tag team, or they can only do that for so long. Eventually they got to tag you in and you got to make something happen, right? So it stinks. That stuff that stuff is tough to see. But yeah, like the Kraft thing, and my guy Spitty saying Tucker Kraft's injury ruined his football watching season. Like it hurts when your primary guy, your best offensive player all year goes down. Like this is, and how it was all held together, right? This was something I brought up. A guy I really respect wrote something up about Packers offense. What is it? A lot of 7-step drop, get the ball down the field, push it vertically, which is awesome. And the reason it works is because you have a guy tied to this offense that can destroy you when the ball's in his hands. And that's how the check down scares can make that 7-step drop stuff thrive. When you don't have a 5-step drop part of your offense, it's going to suffer. It's going to look like this. It's going to look like it did against Carolina, right? Like somebody has to be a second, third level player, right? Second and third, not just a third, not just a fourth, like Watson is, right? Like nobody can run the outbreakers with precision, the true digs, not the deep ones on dagger where nobody's contacting you, right? Like all of that stuff is, they have to have a player for that. And it stinks that Agent Zero was out, because maybe he can be the guy. Maybe he can be that guy on those routes.
Yeah, I think he can.
Right? Maybe 13 can be that guy on those routes. Problem is, he's got to make the plays and catch the football on those routes. Like again, last night I was crashing out so hard. I started attaching myself emotionally to anything good that was happening. Like Wicks made a few plays and I'm like, all right, yep, parade him around. He's the one. Everybody else is bad. Like just feed him. Like that's the type of stuff where it's just kind of like, if you don't, back to the entire discussion offensively of like, if you can't build high-low stuff, mill stuff, right? Smash, all this stuff into your offense where these concepts that can get you the 5-step drop passing game, it's going to look like this. Unless you're playing Chicago's defense or the Giants or Arizona or, unfortunately, no disrespect, Smitty, Pittsburgh, before they moved Jalen Ramsey to safety so he could control a lot of what was going on in front of him. Like those defenses, it's easier to move the ball around on them. Cincinnati, obviously. Like you can have some of that because, one, you're probably going to run it better against bad teams like that. Like that's the struggle right now. They have to find more in the passing game. And I do think there were times last night where they had built stuff into a lot of their, 7-step drop passing game that were getting guys open in the intermediate area of the field. It's just, again, I know a lot of people are going to be screenshot Twitter all week of like, hey, Jordan Love missed this guy. Yeah, because he has stepping up in the pocket. Do you want him to just throw with no base under him, like to the guy that's breaking open at the right time? Or like, how would you like him to do that when the pocket is muddied and collapsing and unfortunately collapsing at different spots all night? It wasn't like, oh, this one guy has, this one guy, we can help him here. And then, the pocket, it was everywhere. And so I do think when Watson and Golden are on the field together, they'll be able to run these kind of more complicated concepts where it's like, you think we're running dagger, but really we're running 2 clear out routes for the number 3 or the number 1 to be way outside and coming over the middle. Like they have those in the bag, right? But they have to be able to get to it. And so, again, a lot of this is going to fall on offensive line. It just falls on the offensive line. You got to play better. At some point, we got to see something. Jordan Morgan at guard. What is this? It's not working. Aaron Banks. My goodness. Aaron Banks essentially caused the Elgton Jenkins injury because he was late to a blitzing linebacker crossing his face. Like if he gets to that assignment, we're not having to move Ryan into center like that wouldn't have happened. And so at some point you got to stand up. Zach Tom kind of got bullied last night too. Like it just
he did, yeah.
And so, boy, these boys up front, they got to figure it out. Like this is, unfortunately, they're walking into the teeth of the Giants this week. That's not going to be any picnic. Like I know Abdul Carter and Thibodeau and Burns and Lawrence. Like this isn't going to be just a walk in the park, guys. You got to step up for this game too. So like the offensive line can't hide the rest of the way. They cannot hide unless they're playing Chicago. They can't hide. It will not happen. Baltimore,
I do not
Denver,
think we are beating the Giants. The Giants has been a game that I've circled all year as
just get out of there healthy. I don't even care. I don't even care. Just get out of there healthy on that crap field.
There is
disgraceful field.
I'm going to give the Packers almost no chance to beat the Giants, and that would be true. I would not like their chances even if they had been playing well. With the way they have been playing, I think there's just no way they don't drop another game here. And going back to your point about the way the offense is falling apart, being down as many healthy skill players as we have been, and with some of our guys who you'd like to be able to rely on not playing up to their ability, like I would love to be able to do like, hey, let's run some mesh without having our guys run into each other, without Malik Heath and Josh Jacobs running into each other. And this was the problem. And we've seen this happen before from the Packers offense, where it's not just one thing. It's everything. All right. Jordan Love was the problem for a quarter and a half, and then he wasn't anymore. The offensive line really struggled in pass pro at times, and they struggled in run blocking the entire time. Outside of like the first quarter, the receivers were inconsistent at best. It was everything all at once. And obviously the foundation of all that is the offensive line. And if you can get that sorted out, and I think based on what we saw in that Eagles game, there is a real chance that something which absolutely should shock all of us, which is Sean Ryan potentially actually being good at center. This might be a thing.
Not impossible.
When he went out there, and he played one snap, and it wasn't a complete disaster. And I immediately tweeted, like, how funny would it be if Sean Ryan is secretly elite at center?
Begging.
And like
begging.
I did that fully expecting for the second or third snap to be like a sack that he allowed,
100%,
right?
100%.
And then I'm watching it all night. I'm like, okay, when's the Sean Ryan mistake going to come? When's the Sean Ryan mistake going to come? Oh my gosh, is he a center? And then I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I don't think he's ever played a snap at center in his career. And I had to go look it up. He's never played a snap at center in college or the NFL. The only thing I didn't check was if he had ever played any snaps for us in the preseason. And I don't remember.
That was maybe my one question. Yeah. If he did. Not sure.
And we know that they had done a little bit of that with him in practice, I think this summer, but like, that's it. He's either Mike or Joe. I'm not sure who's on this account right now. I'm guessing it's Joe. Says he did in preseason, but certainly never in a game. Same person, Mike or Joe, says Ryan to center is definitely not the answer. Thank you very much. Dude, we only have 3 options. All right, let me run through your 3 options.
They're not good.
Because they're not going to go get anybody. So their 3 options are Sean Ryan, Zach Tom, and Jacob Monk. Now, we have proposed on this show a bunch of times moving Zach Tom to center in just such a break last in case of emergency situation, because we have a couple of the guys who can play tackle for us. We've talked about this a bunch.
I thought that was going to happen. Like, I know he got hurt, and then it was like, right, he got hurt late second quarter, right? And it was like Ryan had to come in. Yeah. And so after,
I thought that when they came out after halftime,
that
I thought that Zach Tom was going to come out at center, and he didn't.
Yeah, I thought so too.
And
I'm like, they're going to put Kennard or they're going to put Kennard at right tackle. I thought for sure.
I think it's because Ryan was playing well for that little bit, and they're like, okay, let's just keep trying this because it's working. We don't need to change it up yet because it's working.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the personnel decisions? Like, why on 4th and 9 is Christian Watson on the sideline and Bo Melton is running routes? Can we talk about that? Because I mentioned it on Twitter, and I had people come into my comments saying, well, Matt LaFleur doesn't make the decisions about which receivers are on the field. And I'm like, it is his freaking football team. I guarantee you, if I was the head coach, I would march over and talk to my wide receiver coach and say, knock it off with this crap. In crucial, got to have it situations, put our best players on the field. Don't put the guys that we're elevating off the practice squad out there on 3rd and long and 4th and long, like we've been doing for 3 freaking years. This is absurd. Why have good players if you're going to put them on the sideline in the most important situations?
Well, Brian, there is that. There is some of that, but this is the big problem. Unfortunately,
so Brian says because Watson isn't a good route runner. Are you telling me that Bo Melton is a better route runner than Christian Watson? Because if he is, why did we move him to corner?
He probably is. Again, this is the problem, though. When you're on 4th and 9, right, and Doubs is injured, and Golden's injured, and Reed's injured, who's the intermediate guy? I have no idea. It's not. It can't be Watson. It can't be. It cannot be Watson. And the problem is right. All of these things happening at once. Watson's coming off ACL surgery. We got to take our time, ramp him up. Blah 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 blah. Okay. I know Williams and Wicks were both questionable coming in, and it was like, well, we got to ramp them up. I don't care. You can't tell me that the third most targeted player on your team is a guy who's played corner all year.
Well,
third most targeted player is a corner.
Which game was it? Was it the Cardinals game? We did this a couple weeks ago too, where I read off to you the players who were on the field. Help me remember this because I could probably go look it up. You remember the situation I'm talking about though?
Yes.
And I read off the names. Who all was out there for that?
So Musgrave obviously was out
Brooks.
there. Brooks, Musgrave, Williams, Heath, and Doubs. I don't think it wasn't Williams, Heath, and Melton. It was Williams, Heath.
Yeah, Melton was not part of it.
No, but Williams and Heath were, I'm almost positive. I think it was Doubs in the cast of characters.
I'm trying to find it.
Pretty sure that's what it was.
Maybe it wasn't Brooks. Maybe it was
Wilson. That's possible.
Okay. This is driving me nuts.
Josh Jacobs for wide receiver, low-key.
I
mean,
you know what?
if
we lined him up a wide receiver, it would stop us from trying to run the freaking ball.
I don't know. Wilson's done pretty well at times.
I do like Wilson.
Gotten the call.
Josh Jacobs at wide receiver and Emmanuel Wilson at running back. Hey, I'll take it.
How is that more insane than playing a guy who has played corner all year and you're making that switch for him?
Well, did you know Josh Jacobs has 0.6 yards before contact per carry this season?
Amari DiMercato has more yards before contact than Josh Jacobs does this year.
He's got 26 carries.
That's some tricky.
And he has 107 yards before contact.
Just, again, more tweets and stuff that's making me crash out on a minutely basis. Stuff like that. 5 targets for a guy who hit five targets for a guy who's got corner this year. Very sick stuff. What else? Just guys, I mean, it really was the everything everywhere all at once. Big shout out to that movie. Where it was like, oh my gosh, that's an insane throw to make. Boink off Dobbs' hands. And not to mention Dobbs getting absolutely abused. When they showed the replay, Dobbs is getting absolutely abused by Mitchell. He couldn't get off the line at all, which is just such a bad indictment of he's probably our one. That, okay, that's not good then if he's doing that at the line of scrimmage. So, yeah, I mean, Josh Wiley got in a little bit and actually made a
for
play.
6 snaps. I think he played 6 snaps. I thought he was fine to good on those 6 snaps.
Yeah, and
it's
probably going to see more of him, I imagine. So that's, and one of the toughest ones you see is you got Fitzpatrick trying to take on a defensive end. It's oh yeah, he's not Kraft, buddy. That's we hope so. We hope he can be that good of a blocker, but it's maybe Ben Sims, you should still have him on this team, perhaps. So yeah, there's a lot of that. And just, again, big shout out to the defense as we circle around here and go all different directions for, basically Barkley had a long of 15 last night and he finished with 22 carries for 60 yards. So the other 21 were for 45 as a whole. Big shout out to the defense. Williams, Enagbare, all of that, guys that were just, they dropped guys into the box late and they made plays. Guys were getting around offensive linemen. It was really impressive to watch them do whatever they could to get the Eagles into those 3rd and 7s where they just struggle as a drop back passing unit because they have
what did you think of Devontae
3 or 4
Wyatt,
concepts. I don't think he was as bad as that PFF grade personally, but
I thought the PFF grade was absurd. I thought he had a couple plays that were extremely nice. One, he chased.
That's a weird.
He chased Jaylen all the way to the sideline and prevented him from getting a first down. And it reminded me because he used to do that at Georgia all the time.
I don't know what you put that under as like a defense, like the categories obviously that PFF has. I'm not sure what that's going under. If it's just like a separate thing by itself, but like, yeah, I'm not sure how that doesn't factor in. Like the chase down was insane. That is a 305-pound guy.
He's been doing that since college.
If he doesn't do that, Hurts could score. He could run over our little boy DBs and score. So,
there were a lot of things I liked about him in college, but that was the biggest thing that I could not let go of in college was just watching him chase down quarterbacks and running backs with just absurd sideline to sideline speed.
And there was one
big fat defensive tackle.
And there was one he fell and got up and chased him down.
Yes.
And it was like,
I remember that.
This guy's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like it's very fair to look at the athleticism of a Davis when he's running around in the underwear. But boy, when Wyatt moves, it was truly impressive. Like him, Tom, I liked the Ryan pick. Those were like some of my favorite. And Enagbare, I think like that draft, I enjoyed it, but definitely like Wyatt was one of my favorites. And
Zach Tom
for sure.
Were now is that the same year as Rasheed Walker? Or was Rasheed the previous year?
That was the same year. So you were you were big on that one.
That was my favorite draft class.
Yeah.
And all those guys were guys I had way higher than where we took, including Devontae Wyatt. Wyatt I had as like the 13th or 14th best player in that draft class. And when we took Quay Walker, I was sick to my stomach because I was like,
Wyatt was still there.
That means we're missing out on Wyatt. And then Wyatt was still there, and I was hyperventilating.
Yeah. Just kind of wild if Wyatt had gone, like they were definitely picking Watson. So they were going to go Walker Watson in the first, which would have been tough.
But then we would have had 2 second-round picks to play with. We might have gotten 2 good stud players there. Never know.
You know what's tough? What's tough is watching guys like Alec Pierce.
Dude, I loved Alec Pierce as well.
Bigger, taller guy who's figuring it out with the route break transitions. It is year 4, but still. I mean, he's figuring it out with a lot of that. He's more than kind of the deep threat. And that's kind of what they hoped Watson would end up being. And Watson just goes, posts, deep crossers where he's sprinting across the field. Like, it's nice. It's cool. But, man, Alec Pierce has run blaze outs, deep out routes. Like, he's running more of that. And it just sucks, man. It kind of sucks to see that. From a Packers fan perspective, it's good to see that from his perspective. It's great for him, but it is kind of tricky with some of that. Like you moved heaven and earth to go get a guy who has again improved, big step in year 3, but it's just he's never going to be an intermediate player. Like and I remember people commenting on that video when I said the route break transitions were pretty poor. It was like, well, he's a big guy who's fast, and yet Brian Thomas, who's essentially the same size as him, has no issue doing that. And obviously Pierce has figured it out, and Pickens was that tall, right? Maybe not as bulky, but he was in that sort of realm as an archetype in terms of at least frame wise, and he can do it just fine. Like it's really unfortunate to just not have that player. Well, hopefully it's golden, but man, the Morgan, Banks, and Belton trio, when it could have been, if you really wanted Barton, that's totally fine. Like Tevin Jenkins on the 1-year deal is somebody we really were talking about a lot in free agency of like, hey, you want to toss him a 1-year deal bone? Like absolutely do that.
Nice break guard for
Josh Simmons. Man, which
don't do this to yourself, Jake.
I know I've done it to myself already, JJ. I've done it.
I'm saying don't do it to yourself tonight.
I put it all caps. I put it all caps in the chat about eating the vegetables. And Josh Simmons was right there to eat the vegetables. He was right there.
You remember our buddy Coach Hahn? He texted me right after we took Matthew Golden. He was crashing out. He was so upset. He's like, "Why didn't you guys take Josh Simmons?" And I'm like, dude, Josh Simmons is going to be really good for somebody. And, of course, then he ended up going to the Chiefs. Joe or Mike, again, who's on this account?
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's Joe because it was Joe last time.
Yeah, I do remember
Says
this.
there were a couple knocks on Wyatt. He was a bit of an older prospect. That's true. He was like 24 when we drafted him. And he did have a domestic violence charge. Don't know the full story behind it, but I know there was a charge. So what I had heard was he was in college, lost his temper, and broke down a door in a dorm. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
And I think because I think that that's one of those things that's worth like just taking a second to tell the story, because the label domestic violence is a broad category. I think it's worth taking a second and telling what happened and being a little bit specific.
Yeah.
So Packers did meet with him, talk to him about it, and they felt that he showed sincere remorse.
At least, yeah. So
Adam Huddle says, is Josh Simmons not the best attitude guy? I've never heard anything about that. Jake, have you heard anything about that? I've never heard anything.
No. So
yeah, never heard anything about that. At his time at Ohio State, so he transferred from what was it, San Diego State? All of a sudden spazzing. I've said it 1,000 times.
Right.
Transferred from San Diego State, where he was not that good. Went to Ohio State, was not that good, and then became freaking elite by the time he left. And then unfortunately got injured. And I think it's like a no-brainer to say that the injury is the reason why the Packers and other teams pass on him.
Yeah, for sure.
Not a good reason to pass on. However, on the flip side, look at MarShawn Lloyd. So, you can understand the Packers wanting to be overly cautious about injuries.
It was super fun. We passed on all those running backs in last year's class. That was super fun.
They were never going to take a running back because of the sunk cost fallacy. Like the Packers are the kings of this. Like, oh, we got a guy, so we don't need to draft somebody here. Like, quarterback seems to be the only position that they don't have that philosophy with, and they really should have that philosophy with a lot of positions.
Listen,
like a lot of people complain about like, oh, the Packers always take best player available instead of drafting for need. That could not be further from the truth. The Packers draft for need all the frickin' time. Best player available is certainly not mission number one at 1265 Lombardi on draft night.
Probably not in the 20s. I agree.
Dude, look at the way look at the last couple of years. Let's say like the last 3 years. Every time there is some sort of a positional need on the roster, they go and they triple dip at that position. That's drafting for need.
No, I get what you're saying. I'm saying more of like how they start in the first round. When you're in the 20s, that like best player available thing, there are lingering players usually that the Eagles and Ravens take. I think once you get into the 20s, that kind of takes a little bit more of a back seat than it would be if you're in the 10s, teens. Right? Like obviously like was it absolutely necessary to go get Gary and to go get LVN? Not necessarily at the time. Now it was forward thinking stuff, and they had the plan for both of those guys. Like that felt like when they were in the top 15 of like, yeah, no, we're gonna take like one of our best graded players here, and yeah, I mean, it felt like that was. But yeah, in the 20s, I think it slightly changes a little bit. And
sure,
listen, LVN, man, it stinks that he's not in the field right now because it would, I think, be a massive help on the edge against the run at this juncture. Really stinks to see our boy absolutely carving teams in year 3 to the tune of 4.48 or something yards per yards per route.
I didn't remember you being high on him.
Oh, I crashed out when they took LVN over JSM on live stream, 100%.
But you wanted Gonzalez
for sure, but I also hit the crash out button live, unfortunately, when that happened. That was a tough moment.
I've said this a bunch of times. Like for me, LVN was the eating your veggies pick, and JSN was who my heart wanted. And
They could have
now a few years
JSN
removed. It's
and
pretty clear
Kraft.
that my heart was smarter than my veggies. So
JSN and Kraft in the same draft.
you could completely forget that they burned a pick on Musgrave.
For sure.
I was
100%.
thinking about this the other day.
Which could have been
we've built up a narrative that Goody's super good in the second round, but like his second round picks have not been like at a super high hit rate. So you got Josh Myers, Luke Musgrave, Christian Watson. I know he was trying to take Christian Watson in the first round, but whatever. He was trying to take Amari Rodgers in the second round too. So, if you're going to count it in the round he took or the round he was trying to take it,
yeah. So
either way, it's going to go against you.
Let me cook. All right. Josh Jackson, Elgton Jenkins. Yep.
Wait, are you just trying to remember all of them?
Yeah, AJ Dillon.
I thought you were starting with the fact that Josh Jackson was a bad pick.
No, just starting from the top. Josh Myers.
Yep.
Watson.
Yep.
Musgrave Reed. Cooper Bullard and Belton. Those are your guys right there.
Yeah, so basically, it's probably a little too early to definitively say that like Bullard has been a hit.
Yeah.
We could say that Bullard is a hit. Jenkins was a hit. Reed was a hit.
TBD.
No, like he's not like a bad player. Like when he's healthy, he's been a decent player. You wouldn't, if you were doing a redraft, you wouldn't say like, oh, don't draft him in the second round.
Yeah.
To somebody. Well, I mean, there's been like, okay, going back, like if you have the opportunity to draft Josh Jackson in a redraft, you're like, no, don't freaking touch him.
Yeah.
Oren Burks, don't touch him.
Yeah. For sure.
Oh, I'm trying to remember what I did with this video. I had a video I was going to play for us, and what did I do with it? This is making me mad. What did I do with this video? I saved a video. Where did I put it? Because I didn't upload it to this thing. Oh, this is just killing me. It was a montage of all of our third round picks.
Ooh.
And it was you know what? I can just pull it up on online.
Okay.
Not the video, but I can just read off the picks.
Yeah.
In the third round. It's one of those things like we all know it's bad.
Yeah.
But it's so much worse than you ever remember. So let's we'll start in the current year and we'll just go backward and we'll give guys a thumbs up when they're good, but there's not gonna be a lot of thumbs ups. So we got Savion Williams.
Oh, wait, let me do this. Let me cook. Let me cook.
Okay, yeah.
Are you starting from 25 or do you want me to start
from
18?
25 and work backwards? See how
right.
far backwards you can go.
All right. So Savion, obviously.
Yep.
You got Hopper and Lloyd, obviously.
Tyron Hopper and MarShawn Lloyd, yep.
You got you have Kraft.
Kraft, the one hit ever.
Sean Ryan.
Yeah, which
Amari Rodgers.
Freaking funny would it be? Hold on a second. How funny would it be if Sean Ryan balls out at center for the rest of this year and earns himself a second contract? That would be hilarious.
That will look great for me in the
It looked great for me too. I love Sean Ryan as a prospect. I had him as a top 100 player.
Yeah, it will look great for me because I big fist bump on the stream when that pick came through.
I think I had like a second round grade on him.
Yeah, I was like, okay, they should just take Sean Ryan, and then they actually did do that. So that's a fun one to look back on. But like, yeah, if that happens, that's massive for them. Because of how the draft is going to take shape for them in April. When what are they doing with Morgan? Is Banks are they just going to outright no thank you? after one season, right? Like I don't know, Walker, where's he? Is he coming back? Like all of that. So that would be a massive help for them. They'll still need to make plenty of picks there, but yeah, if he pans out, that's good. So where were we? We were Ryan. Ryan was 22.
That was 22.
So Amari Rodgers was 21.
All-time terrible third-round pick. Amon-Ra St. Brown sitting right there.
Yeah.
You had Amari Rodgers from freaking Clemson.
Yeah.
Never done anything in his life. And we're like, oh, yeah, let's take this tiny guy and let him play wide receiver in the NFL.
Honestly, they should have tried him at like running back. No joke.
They did, and it didn't work. He couldn't do
tried
anything.
him a lot more at running back. But I will say,
the guy who's out of the NFL, they should have tried him more at running back.
For sure. 100%.
They wouldn't have gotten anything out of it if they kept trying him at running back, where he was never any good at anything.
DeGuara, 2020.
Yep.
Sternberger.
Yep.
And Burks.
Okay, and who do we have? Can you go back further than that? 2017.
2017 was, I got to think about this.
Defensive.
Montravius Adams.
2016.
2016. Okay, I have to. Yeah. Okay, 2016 was Clark. Okay. Clark, Spriggs.
And a dude who had one good game like ever. Well, he had one good season, really. He had one good season.
Cooking. I'm trying. I'm stalling out. Hold on. We were there. My dad and I were there. Edge. Fackrell.
Yep.
Fackrell. Yeah,
And
my dad and I
then
were there downtown for a day 2. We went up there.
2015, Amari Rodgers prototype.
My dad and I were shouting the round 3 pick at the stage to take Billings, nose tackle.
Yeah, that would have been a good pick.
And that would have been solid. He's hung around for
good.
some time. The nose tackle from Baylor. Yeah. So, it's fun times. Draft Oscar Delp 2026. Thanks.
You get the 2015 third round pick for us?
2015. So 2015 was okay. So that was Randall and Rollins, 1-2.
Yep.
Oh man, this one
Amari Rodgers prototype.
This one is where you'll. Oh no, wait, Amari Rodgers prototype. They took him in the 3rd. They really take him in the 3rd? I thought he was the 4th round pick.
Who are you thinking?
I thought Montgomery went like 105.
He was 94, and then
Jake
Ryan was their 4th round pick at 129.
Okay.
Yeah, Ty Montgomery was our 3rd rounder in 2015. Do you remember our 3rd rounder in 2014? We had 2 3rd round picks that year.
Oh, this will be tricky then. Okay. I feel like was one a lineman, offensive lineman?
Yeah.
It was. Okay.
No, defensive lineman. Sorry.
Defensive lineman. Okay. Because 14 was obviously Tay was in the 2nd.
So
that was Haha. Right. Haha and then Adams.
Ha was in the 1st, and then Adams. Yep.
Obviously Lindsley was a 5th rounder that year.
He was.
That draft cooking.
Do you remember our 7th round pick that year?
7th round pick that year. Oh, yes.
Because the 7th rounder might give you a clue about one of these 3rd rounders.
That's right. It's the 7th round pick. Oh man.
7th rounder was
2014's where I'm gonna
wide receiver.
Oh no.
Cardinals game.
Oh, so Janis. So they took Aberderis in that draft too, then, didn't they?
They took Aberderis in the 5th round right after they took Lindsley.
Okay,
but who did they take in the 3rd round? Janis is a huge clue.
Janus is a huge clue. And it's a lot. You said it's a defensive lineman?
Well, there's two guys. There's
there's
two
two guys. Oh,
yeah, there's two guys in the third
right.
round.
Okay. Oh, is Janus a clue? Well, there's only one way Janus would be a clue. So Richard Rodgers was one of the round 3 picks, huh?
Richard Rodgers was our second, third round pick. Now, I would say,
gosh, what school did he go to? Cal? Out west? Was he out west somewhere?
Yeah, Cal.
UCLA.
Cal.
It was Cal.
Yeah, he I would say they got their money's worth out of Richard Rodgers, despite the fact that he wasn't really a great draft pick.
He was
the other thing, funny thing about him though, he stuck around the league a long time after leaving Green Bay.
He did. I am not looking at chat, even though I guess they're on the screen too. Obviously, you can.
Chat is not putting the answer in there yet. So the other third rounder was defensive tackle out of Southern Miss.
Southern Miss.
He played in
he was a Southern Miss then, essentially.
He played in 23 games and got one sack.
Hopefully somebody got that. Wait a minute. Jarrell Worthy? Or was that no, that was too early. That was too early, right? Oh yeah, he's
Kyrie
Michigan
Thornton.
State. What is it?
Kyrie Thornton.
Kyrie Thornton. Yikes. Okay. He was definitely a Southern Miss. That's for sure. No question about that.
So get this. 2013 and 2012, no third round picks. That's just the way to go, man. Trade away your third round pick for something else.
It's true. All right, 2013. That was
there's no third round pick to guess.
It was Dayton.
Yeah, Dayton. Eddie Lacy.
That was 13 was Lacy? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, and so they took Franklin that year too. I know they took Franklin that year.
Franklin was in the fourth round, but he was their third fourth round pick. Before him, they took Bakhtiari and J.C. Treader.
Wow. Talk about
that was also the year that they took.
That would have been their
Legion and Boom
prequel Montgomery Gibbs if Franklin had stayed healthy. Like Franklin was a big play machine, and Lacy could grind it out and still do that. Like that, if those two stayed healthy and stayed together, that would have been sick.
Had he stayed healthy, this was actually a pretty solid draft because you
14 was good, yeah, or 12, 13, yeah.
Because you had Eddie Lacy, David Bakhtiari,
Treader
for what he contributed. You know, had Jonathan Franklin stayed healthy as that. They got Micah Hyde in the 5th round. So, you know, that's a pretty solid 5 players in a row right there.
It is.
You can kind of forgive the
rest.
That's
really good. Yeah, that's really good. Didn't they pick Dayton Jones before Hopkins? Yes.
I only have the Packers picks.
Yes, I looked it up.
Drew says J.C. Treader ran the NFLPA into the ground. I will say I don't think he did a good job. That organization is a mess. It's the worst, weakest players union in pro sports. And I don't hate that, frankly, because when the league wins, I think the fans win. All right. It stinks for the players that their union stinks. But it's, you know, as a fan, it's better for me when the players union is not getting any wins. So
leaving,
is it okay that he did a terrible job? No, it's not okay.
Leaving the if we leave everything afterwards, like picking Devontae, picking Lindsley, right? So you don't say, oh, they could have had Frederick or they could have had DeAndre Hopkins, right? If you go a completely different direction, Zach Ertz in the 1st for that draft would have made it like a Thompson chef's kiss. Like, my goodness. You talk about just because there wasn't like, I mean, like the defensive ends that went, and even defensive tackles, as I'm looking through this, that went after that. Like Jonathan Hankins hung around for a while. But like, boy, Margus Hunt. Gotta be careful. But
you're pushing Brian Moppy to his limit here.
Good.
Hey, listen, you still have not found our our last good third round pick pre Tucker Kraft. You still haven't found him yet.
Yeah, because we haven't gotten that far back. We haven't gotten far back enough. Yeah, 11, right?
2011, our third round pick was running back Alex Green.
Oh. 2000. That was 2000. You said 11? That was
2011. Not a good pick.
So the third was one of the guards a third rounder, right? Is that right? Or were they both fourths?
Sean Ryan.
Oh, were Lang and Sitton both fourths? Or was it fourth, fifth? Is that not the right guy? That's not the one I'm thinking of then. That's not the third rounder.
So Sitton.
I don't have the third rounder. Right. Because you obviously have a name.
I don't actually. I was just like the next guy would be kind of an interesting one to look at.
Oh, Burnett in 2010.
That's kind of where I was going. Yeah,
Finley,
Sitton was
Finley
a fourth rounder.
Yeah, both of them.
Sitton was a fourth rounder. And
Lang was also a fourth rounder.
Lang was a fourth rounder.
I've seen this. Yeah,
so yeah,
I mean, so
Morgan Burnett in 2010. So that's 13 years. With
then
no good
Finley and Jones. Finley in 08, James Jones in 07.
We didn't pick in the third round in 2009.
Right.
We had 2 third round picks in 07. James Jones, clearly a hit, and then Aaron Roos.
Yeah. Abdul Hodge, which I don't know that person. In
That's
06.
not a name I know either.
And Jason Spitz. I know Spitz. Hodge, you never remember that name.
It's crazy looking like in the 2000s, we've had hardly any hits. Who the heck is this? Who's our third rounder in 2001? I'm sure I'm an idiot for not knowing.
No, I have no idea who these guys are.
How do you say this guy's name?
No clue. No idea. I'm backing up. I don't know. It's BHAWOH.
Put this on screen.
Space
Somebody tell us.
JUE.
Somebody older than me, because I'll be honest. All right, I was
Steve
6 years
Warren?
old in 2001. I was not watching
2000
football. Who the heck is this guy?
Who's Steve Warren?
And how do you say his name? I was not watching
Anderson.
the Packers at age 6.
Kenny
Sorry.
Peterson, Joey Thomas, I don't know any of these third round picks.
How do you say this guy's name? He went to Penn State, and he was born in Liberia in 1979. Boy, the math on that sounds crazy. He was born in 79, and we drafted him in 01. Is that how math works?
Yeah, that is how math works, unfortunately.
Man, it's crazy. Drew said he was actually pretty good. Drew, you're not that old. How would you know? All right. Brian Maffey says it's pronounced. Well, but how do I pronounce what you just wrote? Is it Bao or Bo? I think it says Bao Ju.
I'm trying to find this.
Bao Ju. That actually makes sense. Bao Ju. It's kind of a cool name. His middle name is Papi. Bao Papi Ju.
Yeah, I see this.
Maffey said he was
Monrovia,
drafted as a
Liberia.
corner and moved to safety and was okay. Drew, you're 38? That's crazy. All right, Bao Ju is his name.
He played for the Florida Tuskers in 2009. Apparently, that was a UFL team. Who then became the Virginia Destroyers, I guess. Or the other way around. I have no clue. No, it looks like Virginia Destroyers came after Florida Tuskers. Yeah, okay. Whatever.
Here's Bao Ju. He played.
We've gone down a massive rabbit hole to completely try to get rid of last night's stuff, and that works for me.
Is it working?
Yeah, 100%. Not to mention it's also MACtion Tuesday, and so I'm watching the Sickos Committee tweets come in about all the nonsense that goes on during MACtion, which is very sick. But
Drew said Bao Ju's name is almost as good as Sam Congato's. Tool for this says I've never heard that name in my life. I was a Rams fan those days of being in kindergarten. I'm not going to say what team I rooted for when I was in kindergarten. Let's just say that even in kindergarten, it had been a long time since this team was any good. And You'd have to be a character to like this team. Okay.
Wait.
Dude.
Hold on.
12 said JJ was definitely a Lions fan. You take that back. That's disgusting. I may
Hold
have
on.
grown up in Toledo, Ohio, but I was not a Lions fan. That is disgusting.
Oh, well. Always wear JJ's got a kindergarten Tim Couch jersey on, bro.
Chicago Bears.
What are you doing? I know you didn't just do that. I know you did not just do that on the stream. Everybody else caught that, right? You all caught that? All 18 of you watching on YouTube, you all caught that, right?
12 of this is
he's doing that.
He's a Lions fan.
He did that.
What? Why don't you like that? What's wrong with that?
What do you mean? What's wrong with that? Everything is wrong with that.
Look, I'm sorry, I'm tone deaf, bruh.
No. There's nothing. It's not about the pitch. It's not about if that was a B flat or whatever. No. You know what you did. You know what you've done.
All right. Can we not?
He's gonna have to have like a strike. Like you.
I sing that mockingly all the time.
I'm clipping this, and I'm coming back next week with the clip. I can't believe that we're gonna Ramage is gonna come back. Maybe we'll have Ramage come back for Bears week, and I'm gonna play that. I'm gonna play that when he comes back. So, oh my goodness, the migraine.
Hold on, Drew said name me a Packers special teamer that made the Pro Bowl, not named redacted. I'm not gonna say that jerk's name. But did not Keisean Nixon make it just a couple years ago? Come on.
True.
Hasn't Mason Crosby at some point in his life been a Pro Bowler?
Gosh, you would think. Well, all pro or pro? Oh, just Pro Bowl? Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing is it's Pro Bowl. Because Keisean was definitely an All Pro, but maybe he wasn't Pro Bowl.
Wow, right. We got.
If he was All Pro, he would not have necessarily been in the
Bush,
Pro Bowl.
Allen Rossum.
Dershel says Hyde. Yeah, Carlos Hyde, right? Oh my God.
Don't mind me just watching DeRealist Clark take it 89 yards for Kent State.
Yeah, DeRealist is cool, but I like
DeRealist. You like who?
DeColdest.
That's fair. Yo, I need those two to match up one time.
I want Storm Duck and Pig Cage in the same roster.
That'd be sick
year.
too.
Is Pig Cage still in the NFL?
We need like the Prime Video stuff, right? Where you get the Prime Vision and they highlight two players and they just highlight them and put the pins down and it says DeRealist and DeColdest right next to each other are lined up. Like
I like it.
I need that framed. I want that as a picture, like for sure. So
Pig Cage is still in college. I thought he really? Was UDFA last year, but yeah, he's at Incarnate Word.
I guess I don't remember.
Incarnate Word.
Incarnate Word. Why that? So he was at.
So he is 5'9", 199 pounds.
That's it.
Yeah, he's a senior. Hate to say it, my dude is probably not going to.
He needed to be a 5'9". He needed to be a 5'9", 230-pound linebacker. Like that's what we needed. That's what we.
He's a DB.
I don't like that.
I hate to say it, but Pig Cage is not going to be going.
What about Tiger Shanks? He's still in college.
Don't make me laugh. It hurts so much. Is he
still in college?
That's the best.
He's got to be.
Montreal Alouettes select Tiger Shanks 5th overall.
Oh man, yo, his middle name is King.
Tiger King Shanks. That's pretty good. Yeah.
Bro, I need to watch
So he does play in the CFL.
Yeah. I need to watch the CFL, man.
He's got.
If they're gonna call like these guys out, we need this.
His sister's name is Maria. How do you name your son Tiger King and then you just name your daughter Maria?
Yeah. That's tough. You gotta call her like.
Dude, like Octopus Queen. How about
Typhoon?
Typhoon. Ooh, Typhoon.
Yeah.
Tiger Shanks and
Typhoon Shanks.
Yeah, but the reason that Tiger Shanks works so good is because you think of like a butcher selling some tiger shanks.
But like,
so I'm trying to think like what would be you need an animal that like it's a fierce a fierce animal that you also could like
Gotta be a
serve up their
Pokemon
shanks
out there.
realistically to eat. Elephant shank. No.
Gotta be a Pokemon out there for sure.
Chris, is this a real thing that
I
you
can't
just
believe I'm
put in
doing
there?
this.
Jacob Monk is allergic to cold water. Is this real? Brian Murphy said there's a guy named the Icy Hopkins.
Torterra. Let's do that.
Chris says
Name the
yes,
daughter
it's a-
Torterra.
Torterra?
Yep.
Torterra Shanks? Is that like tortoise Shanks?
It's like the final evolution of Turtwig. I looked up Pokemon names that started with T, simply because I feel like that was going to be a better option.
The whole chat is saying Jacob Monk is dude. Jacob Monk was
Tyranitar?
always an awful pick. But
Tyranitar.
I don't know anything about Pokemon.
Torterra Shanks would be a sick name.
I can recognize Pikachu. I'm trying to think.
Togepi would not
Okay,
work.
hold on. I know the name Squirtle, but I don't know which one is Squirtle.
He's the one that
And I
looks
know
like the
Charizard.
turtle. He looks like the turtle.
Okay.
He's not the one that's he's not the one that's got the thing that looks like a plant or a flower on top. That's right. That's Bulbasaur, right? He's got the bulb of a plant on top. He looks
All
like a
right.
turtle.
So here's the thing. I just looked up Bulbasaur, and sure enough, Bulbasaur is the dude that I would have thought was Squirtle.
Oh, no. Is it
that's-
because that one guy in the video called him Onion Turtle? Is that
I don't know
why
what you're talking about.
you
I
don't
don't-
know this? Oh man.
No, I don't know that.
Oh, it's so funny. These guys.
I know
watch,
who Charizard is.
Okay.
So this is Squirtle.
Yes, he
See,
literally
if you
has
showed
the
me
turtle
this
shell.
picture or this picture independently, I would have said, "Oh, that's probably Squirtle, right?" Yeah. So that's about all I know. I know. I recognize Pikachu and Charizard, and now I know which one
That's
is
pretty good,
Squirtle. You
Dershel.
said this one's called Bulbasaur.
Yes. So
Not quite as
Charizard.
cool as Boba Fett, but
Charizard is the first the base evolution is Charmander. So Charizard's
okay.
big guy.
So this is the thing.
Charizard's
I
the
knew the
big guy.
terms Charmander and Charizard, but I didn't actually know they were different. I just would have, whichever one came to my mind first is the one I would have called whatever it was.
And then Charmander.
Drew says, I bet I could show JG. How do you say this? Raikou or Raichu?
Raichu, I think.
And he would have said Pikachu. I'm gonna look this up.
Blastoise is peak. I agree.
Raichu.
Blastoise is.
Oh no, I know this isn't Pikachu.
what is it?
I would not have known who the heck this
Oh,
was.
because he's it's more. There's more orange color. Yeah.
Like that's clearly not Pikachu. The ears are totally different.
You can look up like would you Pichu? Look up Pichu. Pichu. Like you would be able to.
Age.
Would you be able to? No. Would you be able to tell which one? Would
See,
you know
I
like
would've
that's
just
not
thought-
Pikachu or no?
I would know this is not Pikachu.
Okay.
I would have thought that this was like some like anime girl version of Pikachu.
Oh, like an artist's. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like
somebody drew a
like
different
make your own
version.
Pikachu. thing.
Yes. Okay, that's fair. Musgrave is
Brian Moffat says
Magikarp. That's
Jacarius
incredible.
Peak. Is Jacarius Peak a football player or a?
Oh,
we were talking about Pokemon.
a football player or Pokemon would be an incredible thing to do.
Yeah, it would. Okay,
What
so
a good
this.
game.
All right, tell me what is this one right here? This is Jacarius Peak. All right, now we know.
That's good to know.
Adam Huddle said that square Bama guard top comp is still Blastoise. Looks like tortoise, but blast tortoise.
No, yeah, Blastoise.
Musgrave is Magikarp.
Blastos.
See, Magikarp is
Blastos.
just a
Blastos.
insulting sounding name. I've seen that name before.
Magikarp?
Actually, I think I know what Magikarp
Super
looks like. Is it
pointless.
orange with a big
It's
round
red.
mouth?
It's red, or maybe reddish orange. It's kind of like this Wolfpack colors here.
Okay, you know what? Actually, if I saw this, I would know this is Magikarp. I would actually know that one.
The pointless Pokemon, but then Magikarp is Musgrave, and then Tucker Kraft is Gyarados. Okay, Tucker Kraft is Gyarados. 100%. 100%. Tell me I'm wrong.
I'm sure the chat loved that reference. It went.
I think the chat loves that for sure. Gyarados
Drew
is
said
sick.
Robbie Chosen reminds me of Chad Ochocinco. Nobody knows if it's real or a meme. The funny
It's a meme.
thing with Ochocinco is that he just didn't have he never wanted to change his name back because it's so freaking expensive and he spent all his money.
I dream
However,
to have him
Ochocinco,
talking receivers on the show. That's like a dream.
I think he probably might do it. Actually, he is a super legit dude. I mean, how many times have we seen people sharing receipts where he left like $1,000 tip on a $10 check? Like we've seen that all the time. I would say Ochocinco he's definitely would be in my top 10 like most want to meet NFL players.
Yeah, definitely.
Actually, that could be fun to put together. A list of the top 10 NFL
tier list of players you want to meet. Because we're all about those here.
The chat wants us to do a mock draft, but they haven't donated yet, so we might have to do a. I'm
going to send JJ. I'm going to Venmo JJ straight up if you guys don't do it.
Durshel says JJ Watt. I would pay to not have to meet JJ Watt. Easily one of my least favorite NFL players of all time, and I hate that he's named JJ.
Oh, I have one.
JJ McCarthy? Yeah, would not like to meet him
I have
either.
One. Greg Olsen.
Greg Olsen, you would like to meet?
Yes, 100%.
I would like to not have to listen to him on my TV anymore. I'm sure he's not that bad in person, but I don't like
that's
listening to him on my TV.
That's interesting.
He's probably delightful in person. I don't like listening to him commentate on games. I know that a lot of people really like him. I don't.
That's interesting.
But there's a couple other people who I have kind of the opposite opinion of people on too. Because like I don't mind Joe Buck that much, and I actually don't mind Troy Aikman a ton, and I don't like Tony Romo. Like Troy is obviously, it's annoying when Troy is so biased. Like he can't keep his bias out of the game. But I just feel like he says annoying things at a far lower frequency than a lot of these guys.
This wasn't supposed to be part of the crash out, but if I have to hear Joe Buck and Troy Aikman talk about analytics one more time, I'm going to blow my own head off. Do I have to say warning? Do I have to say warning on this for that? I probably do.
No, not on this podcast. No.
I hate that so much. They don't know what to. ESPN just stop showing the like go or no go, because then they have to talk about it, and I have to hear them just no more of them talking about analytics. They don't know what it is. They couldn't define it. They truly, I guarantee you, if you put them, under a light with a detective around them and say, what's analytics? Define it. They have no clue what to say. They don't know. Now, I will say, Aikman, there are certain things that I think he can point out during the game of like when Jacobs did not turn the other direction on that one love throw check down to him, where it was like, yes, why are you not turning the other way away from the linebacker? Which is, and it's like, yes, absolutely. Good call out. Excellent. But then when you talk about just, no, like when the Packers are on, when the Niners are on, like you can really tell that he's leaning into the Dallas of it all. And that's super annoying.
Iowa Joe says, I'd rather listen to Greg Olsen than Tom Brady any day of the week. Here's the thing.
I got Tom Brady quotes from his games that I can't wait to share.
I think I can top that.
Yeah.
I have never listened to Tom Brady commentate a single game. I always mute my TV if he's on.
That's a good.
He probably is really good at it. I've never given him a chance.
Okay, so there's one.
I despise him so much. I can't even give him a chance.
So there's one because I listen to the Ringer Fantasy Football show because those guys are hysterical. And they kind of do derailed in a sense when they're talking about the games as well. They have these just random wacky questions. So like if you're like literally for like in fantasy advice, I'm not that interested. Them reacting to games and all the stuff going on and then doing random stuff makes them really entertaining. One of the guys shared a clip that Brady said during Commanders Chargers, where the Commanders got pressure on Herbert. And Brady goes, I'm going to do this. A little juice there from the Commanders. They have the juice. The Chargers do. Like, what does that mean? What are you talking about? That didn't tell me anything. He said that. I went back and watched it. He 100% said that. I don't understand. Like, that's you don't bad. Sometimes just don't say anything. Just don't say anything. That's horrible.
I think I would not be the worst of all time as a football announcer, actually. If I have friends or family over, a lot of the time we just mute the TV and I just commentate what's going on.
I don't know, Jim. Constipated Romo, one of the best, of course. Here's a guy, Chris Collinsworth. Last week, I had the Commanders and Seahawks muted, and he goes, apparently he just kind of dropped in there like, yeah, my Father's Day was Abraham Lincoln.
Father's name was Abraham Lincoln?
Abraham Lincoln Collinsworth. That's his father's name. No joke. Lincoln's the middle name. Like, it's just...
That's
go
wild.
Watch that back. It is really funny.
We do have a dono from Drew.
Tarico just
got a $5 donation. His note says, mock draft. Desmond Bishop was our best linebacker until we drafted Edgerrin Cooper.
Whew. Heck yeah. I love that take.
It's a good poll.
I love that take. I love Desmond Bishop, man.
The best Desmond we ever had on the team. Speaking of which,
one of them, the other one should never have won an MVP in the Super Bowl, by the way.
Or a Heisman.
Get that nonsense out of here. Took it away from
you. You were mentioning the Ringer podcast, and I was like, oh, maybe I should start listening to that. And then I realized I have 106 podcasts that I'm subscribed to.
That's a lot.
I don't need to add any more shows.
That's a lot.
Now, granted, one of them is
I think I have 9.
Derailed, but
I think I have 9.
I have 106, and I got them all categorized. I have 20 Ohio State Buckeyes podcasts I'm subscribed to.
Wow.
20.
That's a lot.
How many Packers podcasts I'm subscribed to?
1.
Just this one. Just Derailed.
I was going to say.
Just Derailed.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Oh, no, I guess I have more than 9. I think I have 13.
We are going to have to do a mock draft for Drew. Drew, appreciate you.
Yeah, let's do it.
There was one more comment I want to get to. What was it? It was Dershel saying, I didn't realize everyone hates Gus Johnson. I thoroughly
hate Gus Johnson.
So here's the narrative as I understand it. That Gus has been like hyper reactive to everything the last 2 years, and the Indiana Penn State game, I think, was the one that kind of got me to that point to where I'm like, okay,
sounds like a boiling tea kettle.
I can kind of get what you're talking about.
He sounds like the tea kettle boiling. Yeah. After they ruled it a touchdown, which is give me all of that. Give me all of that. I will take it. Like, I get it, but also like,
I thought that it was
he is the embodiment of more passion, more energy. Like that's Gus Johnson. He is that. You want the embodiment of that. He is him. So.
I thought that it was irresponsible for him to scream, give him the Heisman when Mendoza threw that pass. Like,
probably.
Come on, man. It's the beginning of November.
Yes, but they have to play. They get to play Purdue. So, that could be 9 touchdowns.
Could very well be 9 touchdowns.
That's the problem. So it's like, oh, we got through this one. But yeah, a big shout out to the QBs.
What? Adam Huddle said Gus is better than Joel Klatt. Dude, Joel Klatt is my dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, they're doing different
Gus
things.
And Joel.
They're doing different things. So
they are. Like
essentially.
Gus is your color commentary. Joel.
Yeah.
Joel is he's talking about ball.
Joel needs to be on Sundays too. Seriously.
Hard disagree.
Why?
Do either or. Herb Street needs to pick one and stick with it.
Well,
Quit
Herb
doing
Street-
college and pro.
Well, yeah, because Herb Street, I don't know if he can even. Honestly, I don't know if the college thing is working either. So
No, but this is the thing.
If anybody's going to
Herb
do
Street
double duty,
Herb Street was okay. No, nobody should do double duty. Herb Street was okay.
you do
when he
whatever
was
you
on
like.
college.
Live.
He was okay when he was only doing college. When he started doing both, he just was very clearly stretched way too thin. You can't do both. If you want to be really good at one, stick with the one. You can't do both, or you'll just be mediocre at both.
That sounds like a challenge that I would love to take on.
Is it
Just
Adam
to
Huddle
prove that it's
said-
doable. Just to prove that it's doable.
so confused? Adam Huddle said Gus better than Joel Klatt, and then Dershel corrected him by saying Joel. He said Joel. I thought you were going to ask.
Dershel was correcting. No.
fan.
Dershel was correcting him as it's Yoel. Okay.
Dershel
saying it's Joel.
Joel is better than Joel Klatt.
Yeah, Yoel. It's not Joel. It's Yoel. I don't know how Dershel knew what he was saying there, but that's impressive.
Well, they're both moderators for the YouTube chat, so they have that connection.
Oh, they do. That's true. I didn't think about that. We did
Iowa
that
Joe
one.
says, I think that instead of having dedicated TV announcers, they should just use the radio commentators' audio. Totally would listen to Wayne and Larry more than any of the TV guys. I will say that YouTube TV, for a while, they had this option where you could go in and select the different audio. And like sometimes, you'd have what maybe 4 or 5 different audios to choose from. And you could find something small like that was really nice. And now it's just you can choose between Spanish and English. And the other day I switched to Spanish, and my wife asked me what the heck I was doing. And I said I couldn't bear to listen to these guys anymore. And after about 30 seconds, we decided that Spanish was worse.
Job.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait, don't take that out of context. I don't want a clip of me saying
Job.
Spanish is worse.
Job.
Don't take that out of context. Job Klatt.
Job. The book of Job Klatt. The book of Yoel.
The book of Yoel. So the
book
the
of
title of
Yoel.
this episode is going to be Pokémon and the book of Yoel.
Oh, that's good.
Drew said he clipped
hashtag
it and
cancel
posted on
JJ.
X already.
Dang, that's tough.
Dude, the number
Did you
of
clip
times
the
that,
Bears stuff too when he was singing? You should also
the
do
number of
that. Go
times
back
that
and-
Packers Twitter has tried to cancel me. We're at least up to 4 times now. I don't know if we're up to 5 yet. Might as well make it 5.
All right. So we have a mock draft to do.
We're gonna do the mock draft.
JJ, do you want to fire Matt LaFleur? You did a little straw poll in the Packers Twitter, Packers
We had
draft
like
Twitter
2 people
chat.
answer. We had like 2 people answer.
Well, I wasn't going to answer because I was going to bring it here.
Oh, right.
I didn't want to answer it there because then
Yeah. Do I want to fire Matt LaFleur? I think.
It's perfectly acceptable to say the seat's warm, if that's where you want.
Oh,
to
the
sit
seat
currently.
is certainly warm. I'll say this: if the
Heck yeah, I'm in.
if
'Cause
we
you can
finish
turn
the
that first
season
into-
with a losing record, he's absolutely not coming back next year.
That's fair.
You don't go trade for Micah Parsons and then have a losing record
or I don't
and
even if
retain
it's-
that head coach.
Even if it's 8-8-1, 500 ain't gonna do it either. I don't think.
Dude, a tie is not a win. A tie is a loss.
Okay.
All right, you didn't win the game. 8-8-1 is 8-9.
I don't. Yeah. What's up, Packer super fan? No, I don't think so.
No, 8-8-1
I
does
don't
not save
think
his
so.
job.
I don't think so. Trading him for the Titans first would be kind of sick, though. Because
Okay,
you could turn that
Everybody
first.
knock on wood right now for what I'm about to say because
you could turn that first into a lot more. And then everybody's making
Jake,
me
knock
money,
on
making
wood.
that pick money, making Matt money. You see how that works?
Did you knock on wood yet? So
I need
can
to
say what
make
I'm
a
gonna
call.
say?
Yeah.
Okay. The disgustingly complicated situation would be if Jordan Love misses the rest of the year and we have a bad record. Like if Jordan,
Wow, I can't believe you said that.
if Jordan gets abducted by aliens on the first snap of the Giants game, and then
JJ, I
we
can't believe
finish
you would
the
even
season
say
like
that as we're
8-1.
headed to MetLife. Can't
That's
believe
why
you
I
would-
said knock
can't
on wood.
believe. Everybody
not-
out there better knock on wood. We're headed to MetLife. All right. I don't even care if they lose. If everybody comes out healthy, that's a massive W. Field sucks. They play a
Tool
Super Bowl on that
says-
nonsense, bro.
I'm nowhere near wanting Matt fired. It's not his play calling, it's how ill prepared the team is. Which is a confusing comment to me because you're saying what the problem is, but also saying you're nowhere near wanting him fired. So Drew says if we miss the playoff, then LaFleur gets fired and Halfley gets promoted.
It's possible.
Goose says I have a hard time putting it on Matt LaFleur. But at the same time, sometimes leadership needs to fall on the sword.
Yeah,
I
think
think
there's a part
that-
of like. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, yeah.
I think that Ed Policy should have a meeting with Brian Gutekunst and a meeting with Matt LaFleur, two separate meetings, and do some serious information gathering about how these guys view the job that they've done this season and what they think needs to happen to get the season back on track. Because two things are going on. One is that Brian Gutekunst isn't doing crap to make the roster better, like since the season began, right? Hey, traded for Micah Parsons, cool. Since then, there's been some clear areas of need and zero moves. So that
Did you have like moves in mind that you wanted them to make?
yeah, Asante Samuel Jr. would have been a nice move to make. In fact,
For sure.
he's on the Steelers practice squad. You could go sign him today.
You could.
Also, you should be tomorrow working out offensive linemen. You should call somebody up from the practice squad to the active roster, and you should be working guys out to put on the practice squad. Should absolutely be happening.
For sure.
Also, talk with Matt LaFleur, and I think there's a few specifics that I would really want to get into with him. I don't know if he was joking or if he meant it as a brag or whatever, but the I don't talk to kickers comment was like unforgivably atrocious given the context of all these games we're losing by 3 or fewer points and missing a bunch of kicks, and then also missing a bunch of kicks in games that we are not losing. Iowa Joe says, I blame Bisaccia for the Hobbs signing. That has his name all over it. Why does Rich Bisaccia get any say in anything? Like, okay, we're talking about like, you know, all these different people we can pass the buck to. You know, pass all this blame off of Matt LaFleur onto somebody else. Maybe if we had a head coach who actually had control of his team, had a handle on things, was involved in every area of the team, maybe that would be a positive. Okay, take the ridiculous ending to the game. Here we go. Where is it? Where did I put it? I'm so annoyed with trying to find a freaking tweet that I bookmark. This is the third time this episode has happened. So the fourth down play that we didn't convert, where Moro Ojimo, draft crush of mine, calls out the play before we run it. Right?
Inside zone this way. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here it is. Warren Sharp puts it all into context here. Most critical play of the game, 4th and 1. 2 timeouts left. A minute and 33 seconds left with 29 seconds on the play clock. Eagles defender calls out the exact play, run plus run type plus direction. The Packers aren't even lined up legally. Plenty of time to audible or call one of 2 timeouts. And what is your freaking head coach doing in that moment instead of looking at the play that's unfolding here and calling a timeout? What's he doing? He's got his fat face buried in the play sheet because he doesn't trust his offensive coordinator to run the offense because he can't be bothered to hire a real offensive coordinator because play calling is fun and he likes doing it. And this is what got him a head coaching job in the first place, is his ability to call an offense. And so he doesn't want to give up play calling, despite the fact that all across the NFL and the highest echelon of college football, you can see CEO, head coach, is the way to go. And you have to be able to delegate responsibility, or you don't have the amount of focus it takes to go have your eyeballs on the rest of the parts of your team that aren't working. I get it. The offense stinks to high heavens right now. And that's where you want your focus. But you know what? That's where your focus always is. Special teams is always a disaster, and you're never even looking at the field on special teams. When the defense is good, nobody really cares that you're not watching the field on defense. And everybody's like, oh, well, Jeff Hafley's got that thing humming. Like, Jeff Hafley's great. Let him run the defense. Matt LaFleur doesn't need to be watching. Gee, it'd be nice if we had an offensive coordinator we felt the same way about. Sean McVay can hire an offensive coordinator. Kyle Shanahan can hire an offensive coordinator. We both think of those guys as offensive masterminds.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell had an elite offensive and defensive coordinator. Matt LaFleur can't be bothered to go find an offensive coordinator or a special teams coordinator who is competent at doing their job and managing their phase of the game. What does Adam Stenovich do? He doesn't.
He posts memes on Reddit.
He doesn't get the team ready to play. He doesn't scout upcoming opponents. We never have a game plan that is specially designed to take advantage of the weaknesses of our opponent that we're facing. And Matt LaFleur doesn't let him call plays. We hear frequently this time of year that, like, oh, we need to practice better. We need to practice better. Aaron Rodgers was frequently saying that, like, we got to practice better, and then we'll play better on Sunday. So what? He's not running good practices? What the heck does Steno do? And I'm sorry, I don't care that 5 years ago he had a good offensive line group with David Bakhtiari and Corey Linsley. I just don't care that he was doing a good job at that 5 years ago. He's been the OC for, 3 years now, right? 3 years or 4 years. He hasn't done anything for us as an offensive coordinator. And he was promoted over Luke Getsy.
I think it is 4.
Luke Getsy went on
now.
to be a horrible coordinator for the Bears and then a horrible coordinator for the Raiders. And I think he went one more place after that, Jets or somewhere.
I don't know. It's a good question.
Somewhere out east. Because Hackett was with the Jets.
Yeah.
Bisaccia is the assistant to the head coach. You can tell where Bisaccia is influencing Matt LaFleur. Why do you think they have kept Matt Ostrich and Brandon McManus? Yeah. Is there anybody either helping co-host this podcast or listening to this podcast who has an opinion other than Rich Bisaccia is a dope? Is there anybody who thinks Rich Bisaccia is not a dope?
Seems doubtful.
So you think he's probably a dope?
Yeah.
Okay. Then why is he the assistant to the head coach?
I don't know, man.
Because he knows a great place to buy donuts in the morning to bring him in to the office?
This is the other part of this, right? Where if Green Bay gets to 10-6-1, okay?
Pipe dream at this point.
Okay.
The only reason it's any kind of a reality is because Devontae Wyatt is back, and so the defense can actually play sound football again.
So if that happens, right, they probably one and done in the postseason. The meeting, the 2 meetings, right? You said they're going to have separate meetings now. They should have them now.
Should have them, yeah.
What's going on the rest of the season? What are you doing the rest of the season? Once the season ends, the question for LaFleur is extremely the questions in his exit meeting with policy should be very simple. What coaching changes are you willing to make this operation a lot better? That's the first question. And if the question isn't answered with any sense of urgency, then I think policy and company have to do what they have to do. Like, there should be no reason LaFleur goes into that exit meeting going, hey, like, Bisaccia, yeah, he can't be on this. He's not bringing enough to this team right now. I just don't think we should stick with him. Stanovich is not bringing enough to this team. I don't think we should stick with him. I think if we get rid of Stanovich and find an offensive coordinator that can call plays and I can lend my hand to help design while I'm focusing on all of the operational stuff all week, perfect. That's where we need to be. That should be the answer. If that is not the answer, sounds like you need a new answer. As your CEO running this team in the locker room. Sounds like that's what it should be then. Because you simply cannot, and I know Chris is coming in saying Mike McDaniel for OC. Boy, if the Dolphins keep playing like that, like they did Sunday, he's not going anywhere. Simply not going anywhere. Like, they come out and punch the Bills in the mouth and hand it to him all day. They win games like that down the stretch. They're going to be like, yeah, McDaniel's been dealt a terrible hand with that terrible GM, Chris Greer. Let's get somebody here who can make better decisions, and we might still have something. So, like, if you want McDaniel's OC, they better start being terrible. Okay, which when you get a guy like Tyreek Hill and all his distractions off your team, I think it probably helps a little bit too. But like, that's, if you're hoping for that, like, you better start hoping that the Dolphins lose to some bad football teams on the stretch, because it just doesn't look like that's gonna be the case. So there's gonna have to be some looking around to find somebody else. And then the same thing goes with Bisaccia.
There's gonna be a lot of good candidates because there are every year. There's a lot of great up and comers every single year.
McVay trots out a million of them.
Yeah, McVay, Shanahan, they managed to find freaking Dan Campbell reloaded. He's got good coordinators again.
He did take stuff away from Morton recently and started calling stuff, though.
Yeah, in one game.
I will say.
In his first year as a coordinator. And you know what that's called? That's called the head coach actually being involved in what's going on and not just going, oh, you know what? This has been the plan. We're just going to keep rolling with it.
Right. For sure. For sure.
That's not the same thing as...
No, it's not. But I'm also saying, like,
play calling is fun.
The Morton hire hasn't been a slam dunk off the bat. And so this... But again, if you get the right mind in there for LaFleur, you can do what Campbell's doing. You can, hey, this is something I want to make sure we have in the playbook. Here's something I'm going to tweak just because I think we do it better this way, blah, blah, blah. That's the type of stuff you can do as the head coach. And then you're walking around to the special teams. You're walking around to the defense. You know when you need to call timeouts. You know when the clock needs to be, like, all the clock managing decisions. Like, you have all that in the bag because you have somebody doing what needs to be done. Whereas Stanovich is literally just probably posting memes, playing Fortnite, doing whatever, waiting for GTA 6 to come out. Like, all of that. So, yes, for sure. I hope it's McDaniel. It's probably not going to be, but that doesn't mean there's nobody. So, yeah, I think... And the other thing I would love to see from LaFleur is to not be a freaking Dodge Ram offensively. There's no... You're telling me Jordan Love can't do tempo stuff? I sincerely doubt that. That this offense is not capable of going tempo. So, that's the deal. But again, like, that's what has to happen. And we need to do a mock draft, JJ.
Real quick, Chris asks, did we give Wisconsin flowers for beating Washington? At least we have one Wisconsin team who gets it done. You know what? Washington has really struggled traveling east ever since they joined the Big Ten, but I don't care because Wisconsin that game was at Camp Randall, was it not? Just want to make sure I'm not completely.
Yes.
I didn't watch the game actually.
Yes.
Wisconsin, like that is not the type of game that Wisconsin has been taking advantage of and winning. So absolutely kudos to them. Kudos to Luke Fickell and crew for pulling a win out of thin air like that. And hey, Wisconsin fans, maybe it's going to start looking up. That program needs to start spending some money. But the AD came out and said that Fickell's going to be back next year. I don't hate that decision. I don't necessarily think that Fickell is the biggest problem with the program. I do think he is a good coach. Always thought he was a bit of a mismatch philosophically with the Wisconsin program. But if Wisconsin can start spending some money and building some better rosters, I don't think that Fickell is the worst candidate to make things work. And absolutely beating Washington at home is something to be proud of. So
did you see what was notable about that game at all, box score wise?
Yeah.
That the punter was the leading passer for Wisconsin.
That's a pretty Wisconsin stat.
My goodness.
Huddle says is being cheap on coaches a state of Wisconsin thing. You know, here's the annoying thing too. Is like when you think about like being cheap on coaches, the first thing that comes to mind is like what was the guy's name? Darren, the special teams coordinator we almost hired who went to the Saints. What's his name?
Oh, Rizzi?
Darren Rizzi, yeah. So like they cheaped out and didn't pay Darren Rizzi, and he went to the Saints. Has been a good special teams coordinator since. But like Bisaccia is the highest paid special teams coordinator in the NFL. So that's frustrating. But whatever. Okay, Jake, my internet connection is chugging a little bit, so can you screen share our mock draft? So this is brought to you by Drew. Yeah. Drew says Fickell dominated as Cincinnati's coach. It's true. Made the 14 playoff. Cincy actually, even under Scott Satterfield now, has been pretty good. Like I don't think anybody liked the Scott Satterfield hire at all. But like they're competitive again. So good job, Scott. I do like remembering to call out positively and sing praises for the people that we doubt who then go on to have success. It's important.
Absolutely not. I'm just kidding.
Did you say absolutely not?
Yeah, just kidding. That is too funny not to do that. Okay.
It would be nice if someday we could do that for Luke Musgrave. Be like, man, we were such Musgrave haters, and like now he's in the Hall of Fame. Like,
yeah. Since this is a crash out podcast,
we thought Tucker Kraft was the best tight end that we drafted that year, and like, you know, he was absolutely elite. But who could have seen Musgrave coming from behind and, you know, being the best tight end of all time? Like, wow, who would have seen that coming?
Yeah. I don't think so. But all right, here we go. So because it's crash out week, we're not having to pick new players. We're not doing that. I said fastly refuse. Wait, can I? Oh, you can only select players. That's stupid. All right, let's go.
What are you trying to do? Were you trying to
trade LaFleur to the tight? Someone said to do that, so I said, you know, what if we could do that? We can't do that.
That would be funny. That'd be funny. Scroll up a little bit higher. I want to see the big being with that.
You want to see the QB at the top of the list?
That's funny. He just got. Yeah, that's funny. No.
An ADP of 36. That's valuable here. Value relative to ADP.
Yeah, that's all we care about is ADP.
I'm doing Rodmore's ADP is right around 52.
Also, Austin Sareveld. Hold on, I'll go back up there.
I know who I'm picking here.
I do not think Austin Sareveld is going to be in this draft class. And by the way, he is not a tackle. He's a guard. I know he plays left tackle for Ohio State. He's going to be a guard in the NFL.
Yeah. I agree. Probably not declaring.
Almost certainly not declaring. Georgia linebacker. Is that what we need?
We like that.
Are we drafting for need, or are we drafting best player available?
We're drafting best player available.
Because either way, it's Jake Slaughter.
No, I think it's Abney. But I think it's Abney.
Abney, huh? I'm not familiar with Abney. Let's dig into who he is.
Not familiar with your game.
Tell us about Keith Abney.
Again, I think corners who play with the chip on the shoulder, that kind of attitude of how, and demeanor of how you play the position, Abney has it. 7 forced incompletions is good. I feel like he doesn't get targeted very often either, which is fun. But I do think like he is pretty.
I don't love that his best games have only come against like the crappiest teams like Texas State.
That's just according to PFF. I remember, who think Devontae Wyatt sucks. So what do they know? But I'm also partial. I'm fine with going Caleb Tiernan too.
I will say I just looked at Keith Abney over the last 3 years, and kind of with the exception of the 2023 Oregon Ducks, you notice he has like good grades against all the crappy teams and like bad games against anybody who can actually pass the ball. So I don't
according
love
to
that.
PFF.
According to PFF, yeah.
Just want to make sure we put that in there.
I mean, we could use a different website if you want to use a different website than PFF. Adam Huddle says Lenore Stellar's QB1.
Probably in 27.
What is that emoji? Oh, it's the speaking emoji.
I think he's going back.
All of a sudden.
I think he's going back.
I think he's certainly going back.
Him and Cam Coleman are going to team up in Miami. It's going to be sick. So yeah, I'm good doing this. Tackle, probably potential guard. If we're going to stick to the script.
Can we just get a freaking actual guard, since guard is the actual need that we have on our roster?
No,
Can we get a guard?
No, sorry.
Or a center?
Nope. No,
Can
Sean
we
Ryan's
stop drafting tackles to play
Sean Ryan's our center.
at guard and center?
Sean Ryan's our center.
Okay, then get us a guard. Because guess who I don't want as our guard? Jordan Morgan.
All right. Get us a guard. Where would you like to go?
Is Jagusa good?
Well, he hasn't played this year.
He didn't play last year either. All right, so
he's barely played.
Why is he in the simulator then? Why is Ethan Onyanwa in the simulator?
He's eligible.
Ridiculous.
Why is who?
Ethan Onyanwa. Ohio State. So he transferred from Rice, where he was good.
This is why.
He was a 3-year starter at Rice, transferred to Ohio State, was expected to be the starting left tackle. Did not get that job. Was expected to be the starting right guard.
Yes.
Did not get that job. Was expected to be the backup right guard. Did not get that job. He is now the 4th or 5th string right guard.
Yeah.
So I ask, why is he in here with an ADP of 211?
Because it says senior here.
Why is anybody drafting him?
Eligible.
Adam Huddle is saying Lornoris Sellers to Miami. I mean, it seems like it's either going to be Sellers or Lagway.
Him and Cam Coleman. That would be so good. Thoughts on Darian Mensah from Duke? Yeah, that's the backup spot starting QB I would love to have.
I heard that Cam Coleman wants to go to Ohio State, but I can't imagine they're going to pay him because they already have.
No, we can't.
They already have 1,000 receivers over there.
That's not fair.
Like there's no way they're even going to be top 10 in terms of dollars per year offered to.
There's
Cam
no way.
Coleman to transfer.
Miami's shedding a lot of guys this year. They're probably going to be able to do both Sellers and him.
It'll absolutely be Miami,
Um,
or could be Texas Tech.
how about this? We go here, JJ.
I mean, you know how I feel about my boy Pregnon, but we took him last.
I said this
week.
is a crash out episode. I don't care if we picked guys before. I don't.
Well, it's fine. I just like
don't.
the point of doing mock drafts in November is to
understand.
educate ourselves on players we don't already know.
I understand.
So,
but
I mean, I like Pregnon a lot.
I think
you know
today's
what?
version is let's build the best team.
Brian Maffey told me this week.
What's that?
He told me that Venga Ioane is not a Packer.
Well, no, he's going way too early for us to pick him. So
He's just saying that he's not a Packer type, that we wouldn't take him if we could.
oh, we should take him. I don't care about Wood anymore. All these guys we have taken suck at guard. So
Chris says Jagusa
so might be
is
a
a locker room
process
guy.
issue.
They love him at Notre Dame.
This guy's elite.
Look, I'm
Get out
sure,
of here.
but they can't take a guy who hasn't played in 2 years.
I need to know why he isn't, because it seems like literally Belton's that big. So
Whenever
I need help.
whenever Maffey says that,
But it's fine. The
almost
Chargers
always
are picking
related
him,
to
so.
arm length.
Chargers are picking him, so it doesn't really matter. That's as far as he's going. The Chargers will
Playing
be picking
next
in the
to
first. So playing
Joe
next to
Alt,
Slater or Alt,
disgusting.
whichever.
That'll be the best offensive line in the league. They
It's gonna
will
be
win a
sick.
Super Bowl for sure.
It's gonna be sick. They'll probably sign Elgton to play one of the other guard spots.
That would be very Chargery. They keep doing
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
Who was the other guy? Like after they did Balaga, who was the other?
Lindsey
Packer they
went
brought
there
in?
too. Yeah.
Lindsley. Yeah.
Lindsey went there too. So could see that. Basantis has been a good pass protector, which kind of fits.
And he
Exactly,
can't run
too.
block, and he can't gap
I know.
block either. So
Yep.
it's perfect.
Perfect.
This is exactly what the Packers want.
So we can
He's
wait
gonna
on him if
they're
we
going to
don't.
draft him. They're going to draft him as a guard and play him at tackle. Jonah Coleman, I like a lot.
Will we do that? Ooh.
I would take Price or Coleman
We
over
could do
Singleton.
Price. Oh, same. We do Price. I'm down.
Oh, Katron's right there. Dude, freaking take Katron.
And take Katron.
Could you imagine if our first pick in the draft was Katron Allen? It's like, yeah, we have all these needs, but we're going to go running back. It's such a plug and play position in the NFL. Like, I'm sorry. It just is. Ooh, I like Jayden Greyhouse.
The yak is back, baby. Also, literally, guys, we're drafting Delp. I don't care what we have to do. Oh, gosh, he's 184th. You love to see this. All right, very cool.
Let's make him our third round pick. All right.
Okay.
First, let's grab an
We can
offense.
make him our
Let's grab a
fourth round
guard.
pick. You want to grab
Let's
Pregnon?
grab Pregnon.
Okay. We got to Pregnon.
Because we really want to. If
I'm
we're
so
not going to take
sorry.
Pregnon, if we're not going to take Slaughter, then take Pregnon. We
right.
desperately want
Bet.
to patch up this interior offensive line. With our next pick, we can take Delp. Take Delp here.
No, we'll take Delp at 121.
We do need corners badly.
Yeah.
I would not hate taking Malik Muhammad, IGB, Xavier Scott. No, he's gonna be almost 24, man. I'll take a 24-year-old corner.
Xavier Scott's gonna be so slow.
Is Kilgore good? I haven't watched South Carolina this year because they've been stinky.
Kilgore? I don't know about Kilgore. Oh, nice. That's super.
Zone
good.
coverage, grade 58.
Doesn't know where it needs to be in zone coverage. That's really sick. Very cool. Dang it. Frick.
That would have been
That's the
juicy.
guy.
Julian Neal out of Arkansas.
We
That
could have
would've been
done
nice.
Neal then. We could have done Neal then Pregnon. That's really unfortunate. Definitely could have done that.
Christian Gray. Let's look at Christian Gray real quick.
Okay.
Wow. Never mind.
That's tough.
Let's not. On second thought, let us not look at Christian
Gray
for he
versus
is
Mackay
silly.
Lemon and Jacoby Lane. Poor. Never come back to this place.
Let's see who has been good. Ooh, what Tech Davis?
Actually, wait. Oh, he's not here?
Do you know, is this supposed to be a good cornerback class? It doesn't feel like a great cornerback class. Sure, why not? Jair Hill out of Michigan. How old is he?
He probably. Oh yeah. Tremendous. Also, never forget our guy here.
Another Southern Miss? Do you really want another Southern Miss?
Yes.
I'll tell you who's a Southern Miss this year is the Georgia Bulldogs. The Southern Miss, if there was one.
Pons is so good.
Just do Pons. Just do
He's
Pons.
173 pounds, JJ.
Yeah, and he's only 5'9".
Yeah.
But
Major problem there.
But are you telling me if we brought him in that he wouldn't immediately be in the middle of this season, he wouldn't be the best cornerback on our roster today? Because I think he might be.
Well, it's possible he is. Just our best. Could we take Pons and say that his name is Brandon Sis?
Cyst?
No, Sis.
Sis?
Yeah. Cease, maybe it's Cease.
I guess.
Take Kilgore and pretend it's Brandon Cease.
I mean, Malik Muhammad is right there.
He is. This is true.
Malik Muhammad. Let's see. Will Lee is 189 pounds.
Yeah.
6'1".
That's correct.
What about Tech Davis? Hey, look, it's Nate Hobbs.
Bro. Against them? Man coverage, super. Can we just tell this guy to eat Culver's?
Dude, I think Pons is the play here. I see him here listed here at 170.
Maybe
They
he's just
are
the
estimating
exception.
a 4.35 40-yard dash.
He's the Devontae Smith, man. He's the Devontae Smith.
Chris says if they can tackle, I can accept a smaller cornerback. Look,
One missed tackle.
when are we ever gonna play a big wide receiver, huh? That's just not gonna happen.
What? What have you said to me? I have a feeling both Puka and AJ Brown would love to face off against this guy. All right, we're just gonna take Malik Muhammad.
It's the clear and obvious choice here.
Yeah, let's do
Malik
that.
Muhammad.
Yeah, I agree. All right.
And then Pons is gonna go be a stud for the Eagles.
Double
yeah, I don't hate
guards.
Let's
wanna
get
do
we
double
can get another
guards?
guard. Is Slaughter available? I'm sure he's gone now.
No. Oh. Ooh.
If we're gonna take a running back, is Katron Allen still there?
That's a good question. No.
Okay, then is Delp still there?
Yes, for sure. Yeah, he is. I don't even have to look. I know he is.
Joe Royer is actually playing some good ball right now for Cincinnati.
This is my problem. But also, I'm assuming PFF knows what they're talking about. He's 250. That's good news.
He was at Ohio State and transferred to Cincy.
Oh,
So
wait,
tell me
that's what I
about
wanna
Delp,
see.
because
That's what I wanna see.
PFF doesn't want to tell us anything about him. Tell me about Delp.
Inline 150. 1 second. 153 to 56 is what I saw there, right? Yeah. Okay. So 153 for Delp in line and 56 in the slot. This guy half and halves, which to me is not a good sign. Love the drop rate though. We like that. We do like that. Tell me about Delp. I will. One of the few tight ends that I've seen this season and last season be able to take on defensive ends and not really struggle that much. And he's
Freaky fast.
freaky burst and explosiveness in the short area. Sounds like a player we know. JJ, it sounds like a player we know. If we want the explosive passing game to work, having two of these cats is perfect. It's perfecto. We talked about this a ton. JJ, when the start, it was like, oh, if Tyler Warren's available or Loveland's available at 22, you going to do that? Yeah, probably. They're one of the better players. Like, at 121, he's probably the best player left. Jadarian Price, very good, though. I like Jadarian Price. I don't like this guy.
Wait, which guy?
This guy's... This guy.
Yeah, no.
I don't like this guy.
You're not going to find a bigger Drew Aller hater than me.
I do like this guy. I do.
Emmanuel
like this guy.
McNeil Warren out of Toledo.
I do like this
I'm
guy.
trying to remember to do a better job of saying stuff out loud for the audio only crowd, because the audio only crowd is actually a huge chunk of our.
That's true.
Of our.
Sorry, I apologize to the audio only crowd for not thinking about you guys.
So this is Emmanuel McNeil Warren out of Toledo is a safety.
Best games against one of his best games, Kentucky,
and then Western Kentucky the next week.
That's pretty good. A fine game against Wazoo.
Yeah. Played well against
this
Northern
guy.
Illinois.
Is insane. Forced incompletion rate of 28%. That's impossible.
28.6%.
That's impossible.
Don't short him.
That is impossible.
Can you go to first look here? I want to see his estimated measurables. 6'2", 202.
Big.
Senior.
Yeah, you know where he's going.
Philly.
Well, maybe that's possible, but also I meant Mobile, but Philly also would make sense.
He's definitely going to Mobile for the Senior Bowl.
He's
question about it.
He could go on the same trajectory as his buddy Quignon.
Well, look, I'm kind of excited about Oscar Delp.
Right.
He is really good at catches in traffic. Got really good hands. Needs to be a better run blocker. He's also a little on the skinny side right now. Kind of like when Tucker Kraft came out, he was a little bit on the skinnier side, and he packed on a lot of muscle.
Yeah.
That's what Delp needs to do, is put on some muscle. You sold me on Delp. I do want to take him.
Let's go.
But I would not be opposed to Mr. Emmanuel Toledo guy.
He's pretty sick. Yeah.
That's his last name. His hyphenated last name is Toledo -guy.
Yes.
IGB still being here in the fifth round is fantastic value. I would absolutely take him. Take IGB.
Okay. Can I check? I'm going to check the guards.
LaLulu.
Yep. It's true. LaLulu and Logan Jones.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Absolutely not. Get out of here.
That's the anti-Packer. That guy.
Get out of here.
Whoever that was we just looked at.
Betsy. This is crazy. 16?
I'm telling you, this is Ethan Onyanwa, the guy who I told you I don't understand why he's getting drafted at all. What about
Interesting. We made the move.
Dude, you
this
know
is
what?
Fernando Carmona for the listeners.
I bet you at least one Heisman voter accidentally votes for Fernando Carmona instead of Fernando Mendoza.
That's probably right. That's probably right. Yeah. Dang it.
What a name. Cal guard Jordan Spazojevic Moko.
Which is like Jared Cruese
Moko.
Sagapolo Tele at QB. So they're cooking out there. That's unfortunate. That's a sick.
Is that Toledo kid still there?
I would think
Toledo
not,
safety,
but you never know. No.
he's gone. Okay, so take IGB in the 5th round.
Oh my gosh,
Xavier
this guy
Nwampa.
still plays. Jalen Catalan. I feel like we've talked. I feel like I
Safety
talked
out of
about him
Mizzou.
4 years ago in the draft.
What? If you go to first look, is it gonna say super senior?
Yeah, he's 20. He's almost 25.
Look at graduate.
24 and a
I have him
half.
listed as graduate.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
By the time the draft rolls around, he's gonna be 25. 25. How many teams has he played for, by the way?
Okay, wait. I can do this. Okay. He has definitely played for Arkansas, Texas, UNLV, and Missouri. For sure. For sure, those.
That's absurd.
I'm going to check, see if he comes up. Probably going to have to. Nope, I can search him. Cool. Okay. So, yeah, Arkansas, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. Okay.
Wait, he
2023.
played 4 years at Arkansas and then still somehow managed to play for 4 different teams.
Yeah. So Texas 2023, UNLV 2024, Missouri 2025.
What a bizarre pit stop at UNLV in between Texas and Missouri.
Yep.
Holy moly.
Again,
So he
I
played
remember talking about him for 2022
7 years.
NFL draft for sure.
This is his 7th year.
Yes. That's what I mean. He's still gonna be 25. So yeah. Brother, get out of
Gosh,
school.
it's like
bro.
that Utah quarterback from last year who played 9 years.
Yeah,
What was his
rising.
name?
Yeah,
Sam
rising.
Rising, yeah.
We gotta knock this off. All right.
Take IGB.
Yeah, I think
In the
take
5th
IGB.
round, this
I
is.
think you're right.
I mean, Logan Jones is still there,
He is.
but we need cornerback help bad. We need
do.
cornerback and guard help
I
so
don't.
bad.
Damani May. Oh no.
Hold on, check Jermaine Matthews real quick here. I want to see
Sure.
something. Check his size because he's a little small. He's a lot smaller than IGB. Yeah, he's
That's in that-
5'11".
That's in that jaw range.
He's 5'11", 190 is the estimate. And
Do
then
have Moten still here too. And from that nasty school, we got a guy still. If we want to go that route
IGB
also.
is 6'2", 195.
It's a big boy. Are we concerned
He's
about
also
losing
very
one of
fast,
these?
and he's only 21 and a half years old right now. Dude, he was born in 2004.
That's crazy. I hate.
There's a lot of good directions we could go here. I think we have to go either interior O-line or
Yeah,
cornerback.
for sure.
You don't have to select one or the other. You can have both.
Interesting.
I'm not interested in dipping in wide receiver here.
Interesting.
Hank Beatty out of Illinois.
Interesting.
The number of times I heard you say Beatty's name when you and I were sitting next to each other at that Ohio State-Illinois game,
Well,
you
it's
probably
because-
said his name
Well, it's
35
because-
times.
That's because he's the only guy on offense that Altmaier can throw to with confidence. So yes, I fear I must say his name. Also, the numbers here are going to be pretty sweet. Also for
Skylar Bell out of UConn. Is Tool for this still in here?
I don't know. I hope so.
As you know, lifelong UConn fan.
3
Tool.
yards per raw run.
Every time I see any UConn
We're
news,
picking him
I
at the
tag
end.
Tool for this in it so that he can keep up to date with his.
We're picking him in the last
His
pick
first
for
reps.
sure. We're picking a corner and an O lineman, and then we're picking him. All right.
There's more
You wanna
options
go-
that we like at lineman than at corner. So go
Okay. You want to go Igbinosun?
probably
I'm down with that.
probably IGB.
Yeah. All right. Let's go IGB. I like it.
Nick Weiner says the Packers played well week 1. Since then, they've been a below
Could be
average.
Weiner. You never know.
I think for it to be Weiner, you have to flip the
guess that's
I and the
maybe
E,
true.
wouldn't you?
That's maybe true. Yeah. Oh, shoot.
Speaking of which, I
no,
saw that there was
do this. We can still do this. I'm so sorry.
Right tackle. Yeah, because that's what we really need is a
yes.
right tackle.
I know Chris is with me on this one for Iheanacho.
Max, say his last name. This Arizona State
Iheanacho?
tackle.
Iheanacho?
That is a lot of letters.
Iheanacho? I don't know. Iheanacho? Iheanacho? I don't know. I like him. He's a guy I like. Chris and I have talked about him. Little quick chat about him in the DMs.
I don't hate it.
Because, I mean, yeah, there is a world. There is a world. Listen, better pass protector than run blocker. We know we like those.
What size is he? 6'6", 330.
Wow, I would never have guessed that with how quick he is.
Redshirt senior, so he's a bit of an older guy.
Yeah. That's surprising. I'm surprised. He does not seem that big.
Could we get Pig Cage and Cage Casey on the same team?
This is who I wanted. Fa Lili, Fa Moe.
I think I can go like 3 more minutes before my migraine is just going to absolutely take me out.
So do we want
starting to get a little
go the interior O-line route, or we could take Iheanacho.
I'm fine with either. I mean, Lalulu's here.
Lalulu at center.
We missed out on Logan Jones now.
Brailsford at center.
Ugh.
God, he's 290.
Nah.
Come on, bruv.
That's not it for me.
This guy.
We just missed out on Pregnon. Did you see that? Or no. We
took Pregnon.
That's us.
No, this is us. Oh, we missed out on all these guys. We wanted them though.
We missed out on all.
This was just this is like the watch list in fantasy of guys that you wish you had on your team.
I know.
I'm good with Lalulu or Iheanacho here.
You know what? Let's go Iheanacho because he's a new name and
plays on the right side. That's kind of
it gives us some more options as well. Like we have kind of a handful of right tackles right now, but that could change, and it would continue to give us flexibility to move Zach Tom.
That's the I think the thought process for sure.
By the way, you know how heavily you and I were debating like Rasheed Walker's future before the season began, and now like how like the idea of us getting him back on a contract for next year is so feasible at this point.
It's true. Why would anyone move Zach Tom to play left tackle, the most important position of the bunch? That's why you move him. Because Walker potentially not coming back is a thing. That's why.
Nick says, Packers have one not horrible lineman. Why move him? Because you're moving him from one of the less important spots to the most important spot.
It's blindside, period.
Yeah, Nick wants to know why left is more important.
That's the difference.
It's because Jordan Love is right-handed, so the left tackle covers his...
The problem is saying this is 1970s football. That's not true, first of all. Now, if you said that you need your left tackle to be a pass protector and your right tackle to be only a run blocker, that's probably 1970s football. What you're thinking of the wrong thing. You are. So, say what you want. The Buccaneers have moved Wirfs over to left tackle when they let go of their guy. That's how it goes. Like and not to mention, Tom has a ton of snaps over there. And if you want to consistently move guys to spots they haven't played, like Tom is probably one of the few who can handle it.
But he's not. You're not moving him to a spot that he hasn't played.
You want to mix and match,
the spot where he has played most in his
That's
career.
the other thing, So that's the deal. So that's
also
the deal.
like just go look at all the highest paid tackles in football where they all play. It's overwhelmingly on the left side.
Like if even if why move him at all? We've told you on multiple occasions why you move him. I don't know how you're not getting this. It is pretty simple. It is very simple.
Jake, I'm trying to decide.
All right,
Is
where
Ed
are we going
Policy
here?
who we want to salute at the end here, or we want somebody else?
Let's take Yanacher here.
I like
I'm gonna
Iheanacho for the pick, but
I'm
I'm
gonna
trying
take
to figure out
Skylar
who we salute for the end of the episode.
Sounds good. You should guarantee it. Come back, let me know. Sounds good. Bet you anything. Cool. Sounds good, man. Sounds good. Sounds like you're having a crash out yourself. It's perfect. You are joining the perfect spot to have one. I'm going to take Skylar Bell here. Green Bay needs a receiver that can run intermediate routes. We're taking Skylar Bell. We're taking Skylar Bell. There you go.
I have the right person for us to salute tonight.
All right, let's go.
I'm excited for this.
Good. You should keep doing it. It's fun, I bet.
All right, listen. We somehow managed to make it 2.5 hours despite the migraine and everything.
Yeah.
I hope this is therapeutic for you guys. I think this is therapeutic for all of us, especially Nick. I appreciate Nick for sure.
No, I don't think it was for him.
Are you kidding? Look at how many messages in a row he put in the chat. I think he's feeling really good. Nick, I appreciate you for coming to talk with us. I appreciate Drew for sponsoring this honestly pretty darn good mock draft. I like the looks of this.
Yeah, for sure.
This is a meat and potatoes draft class right there. And listen, speaking of meat and potatoes, I'm going to show you a man who eats his meat and potatoes. And this is the man we're saluting tonight.
Tucker Kraft.
I want to thank you all so much for showing up. And the words
of
the late, great
Mr.
Daniel Wheeland.
Heck yeah. Dude.
Irish punter. Go, Pack, go.